Yo. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. And also happy Midday. And also happy Halloween. Kinda. Oh, 0-4 in the World Series. Dang, man. Well, I got paid last night on the World Series. I took the over 8, and I think I think they scored like 15 points or something. Take my advice. Take the over 8 tonight, too. Or 8. It might be at 8.5. You can buy it down to 8. I know y'all see the title of the stream there. Savannah Bananas playing against Clemson baseball team on when is this? Let me look at this thing here. There you go. They're playing at Clemson against Clemson's baseball team on November the 7th. And then they're playing one of their real games in Death Valley. So they're playing 2 games in Clemson. One of them is against the Clemson baseball team, which ought to be interesting. I wonder how much those tickets cost. I can't go, but I did read, it says right here, live video for the contest is available on the Bananas YouTube channel. So you can watch the game live on the Savannah Bananas YouTube. I guess they're going to live stream it on their YouTube channel. Apparently there was a bunch of different universities that put their name in the hat to host the Savannah Bananas at their football stadium, and they chose Clemson. Oh, they're the first. I'm sure they won't be the last. I would have to imagine, since they're a team that's located in the state of Georgia, that at some point they'll do a game in Sanford Stadium. I wonder if there's a line out on that. Oh. Hey, what's up, Mediocre? Am I picking Ohio State or Penn State? Well, that's a tough one. We talked a little bit about that on the Lunch Money Show on Monday night. I think, here's the problem. I don't know anything about the condition of Drew Allar, if he's playing or not. If he is playing and he's 100%, I probably would lean Penn State. If he's not playing, I probably would lean Ohio State. Because I don't know anything about the backup quarterback for Penn State. What's up, Slim? Octavian? Gonna take care of Georgia for us, huh? You know, I do not think that Florida is going to beat Georgia, but I do think it's going to be closer than a lot of us expect. I'm not touching that game with a 10-foot pole. I'm just not. I'm not. Got to give credit. Florida is getting better. I still don't think they're near good enough to beat Georgia, though. But they've gotten a lot better since they got blown out by Miami week 1. And I just realized I didn't have the StreamYard open. Let me go ahead and fix that problem. All right. What's going on with the music this morning? It's put me in a trance. You know what I mean? Hey, good midday, sir.
What's happening?
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yourself?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Not amazing and fantastic today, but I'm okay. I'm alive.
All right. Oh, should I not ask?
Yeah, don't. Yeah, don't bother.
Yeah. All right.
Don't bother.
So I watched the that Tony Hinchcliffe thing.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hacked as fuck. It's terrible. Dude. Look. Here's the thing, man. And I don't want to drone on about this for too long, but here's the thing. And Jeselnik, you know who Anthony Jeselnik is, the comedian?
No, I don't think so.
He's fucking hilarious. You would like him. He's funny as shit. He does like really a lot of really dark jokes, like dark humor kind of
Right.
shit. Anyways, but he made a point because he was talking about the Hinchcliffe thing. He made a point that I thought was true. It's like, look, I think that Tony Hinchcliffe is often funny on his show, but here's the issue: is like comedy isn't about just like a lot of comedians. And I think this is true, especially nowadays. They just want to piss people off, and like that's like the whole goal. Like I think comedy is the art of getting away with it, right? Like if you're like a Louis C.K., you know Louis C.K., of course, right?
Yeah.
He used to make all these fucking jokes about horrible, fucked up shit, right? But then at the end, the audience had fun and had a good time. Like that's getting away with it. If you're just saying shit, like the whole joke is, oh, I'm pissing off this group of people. You're just a troll. Like it's not like.
Yeah, but that's what he is. I mean, that's exactly what he is. That's what he is. That's what he is on his own show too.
That's not good comedy. It's like if you just say,
okay,
like,
well, there's
island of garbage called Puerto Rico. Like that's not a joke. That's not.
Well, here we go. I don't like it, so it's not good comedy.
Yeah.
It's just like
it's hilarious, and also, we're here. There's truth that lies inside of the joke. That's the other thing.
What's the joke?
He's referring to the fact that they have a major waste problem on the island, and they've had it for years now, and the people that live there know that. It's known. And as much as we pretend to love Puerto Rico, the federal government's not doing anything to help them out at all.
Right, but that's not a Democrat or a Republican problem,
but
right?
He didn't say it was.
The point of the joke?
He didn't say either way.
No, I agree. I know that. What's the point of the joke?
When he's calling it a literal floating island of garbage because they have a garbage problem.
Right.
Did he create the garbage problem?
Good luck with that with your voter base.
Did he create Puerto Rico's garbage problem?
No.
Okay, then.
That's not the point.
So him commenting on it is bad?
No, I just don't like. I don't think that's great comedy. Like, comedy is when you say, like, my point is this. And I just took that as one example. The point is just that, like, if you're saying something just to piss people off, that's not like, it's like, okay, you're just a troll. Like, that's not.
Yeah,
really funny.
He's the definition of an insult comic. He insults people for a living.
High level. Like Gilbert Gottfried is way funnier than that. Like, I don't know. I like Tony Hinchcliffe sometimes. I'm not trying to say, like, I thought a few of the jokes he made were fucking funny. But I don't know, man. I just think it's really low level comedy in my opinion. Well, like if I was like, oh, like I like same for a comic that just comes up and like makes fun of Trump's hair and his orange skin. Like that's also like, okay, like that's a little bit funnier, I guess, because you're making fun of a guy. But like, I don't know. Like, it's
Well, I don't really think it's going to have any impact on the election. And as much as people want to pretend like it's going to, I mean, I don't think
right that a lot of
I don't think there's anybody else that was like, I'm voting for Trump, and then now a comedian made a joke about Puerto Rico, so I'm not voting for Trump anymore. That first of all, if that's your position, then you're just an idiot.
Well, true. But the other thing about that is that like they vet everything that the comic is going to say. Like he's not saying it on his podcast or on his live show. He's saying it at a fucking rally, like amongst people that are making policy.
Yeah, and so they have comedians, they have live music performers. What's the difference between having a singer come on and perform or a comedian doing their thing?
I understand. Look, I just think it's a dumb move on Trump's part. I think the live music performers aren't getting on stage and saying shit that's intentionally trying to offend like swaths of the voter base. Like that's.
If you want to say that the Trump campaign messed up by bringing him on, then but Trump didn't. He didn't invite Tony Hinchcliffe on. They had nothing to do with it.
Sure, but I mean,
you know what looks way worse optically than Tony Hinchcliffe saying that is Joe fucking Biden getting in front of a camera and calling people garbage.
Yeah, he did.
That's way fucking worse.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's not I'm commenting on the sort of the quality of the comedy, which I think is pretty weak. But yeah, whatever. Sure.
No, you're not. He made a joke that you don't like because you don't agree with him politically. So you have something to say about it. That's all it is. That's what everybody in this comment section knows. Pete knows it. I know it. You know it.
It's shitty comedy. I just thought it was a bad joke is all. It's not because I disagree with it politically. I mean, if he said it about somebody that I don't like, it would still be stupid. It's just like you can't. I don't like comedy. As a fan of comedy, I don't like comedy where the only thing is the comedian's trying to do is to say something and then get people shouting at him so then he can put up his hands up. Oh, they're canceling me. Like it's like fuck you. Tell a better joke. The good comedy is when you say.
Once again, that's what plenty of comics do. I mean, Matt Rife has made himself famous off of playing off the crowd.
Yeah, Matt Rife's not that funny. Most comedians think Matt Rife sucks. Yeah.
Guess what? People disagree because they're buying his shit.
Thank you, Alex, for the PayPal, buddy. I appreciate you. Look, was it the best audience or the right audience for what he does? Probably not.
Definitely not.
Probably not. But
yeah,
I mean, when I heard Tony Hinchcliffe was going to go on and do a set at that rally, I knew exactly what he was going to do before he did it. Because I watched Tony Hinchcliffe.
Everybody that listens to him knew what he was going to do.
Yeah,
sure. Me too. They liked this Diddy joke, but like, why was this Diddy joke funny?
So
he didn't mention.
Color me surprised that Belushi has a problem with it.
I just don't think it's funny.
Why don't you think it's funny?
Like, okay, but why didn't he make a joke about? I mean, look. I mean, I could make a.
It is funny. It's because it's in the news right now. It's relevant.
Guess what? He made Epstein jokes when that was in the news too.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah, but he didn't do it at the fucking Trump rally, did he? Huh, wonder why.
Maybe because there wasn't a Trump rally right then.
He didn't do it at what was he at?
No, he did that on stage.
It's still relevant.
Not really. People have the attention span of a goldfish these days.
Alex, I don't see a message associated with that. Unless I'm missing it somehow. I don't see a message attached to it. I see the last one 2 weeks ago that you sent. It does have a message attached to it, but I don't see one on this one. I don't know.
Anyways, I won't drag on about it. My point, I'm not offended by it. I don't give a fuck what he says. He's a comedian. I agree with you guys. Like, I don't give a flying fuck. But I just think it's hack comedy, though.
No. The fake outrage is just that, fake. I mean, it really is.
There'll be enough real outrage in a week when she gets fucking swept away in a landslide.
We shall see.
I don't know about the landslide part, but I do think she'll lose.
I think it's heading in that direction at this point because you can tell from the absolutely ridiculous shit that she says that she's getting desperate.
Okay. I mean, you exist in a pretty serious bubble, right?
Actually, no, because I'll sit there and listen to plenty of the other side, too. I sat there and listened to Shannon Sharp's podcast with her on it.
Oh, you mean where he you mean where he gave her a tongue bath for 2 hours or whatever it was?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Tongue bath.
Oh, and here's the new fake outrage. Rogan invited her on his show, and now she's saying, no, you've got to come to me, and it can only be an hour long. He's like, well, why would he come to? He doesn't go interview. He's not a journalist. He runs a podcast. He invited her on the podcast. If she doesn't want to come on the podcast, don't come on the podcast. But why would he get on a plane to go interview her? He's not a journalist.
Right. Well, what happened was this interesting framing of it there. What happened was that, they sort of were talking about it, and she was like, yeah, I can't fly out there to Austin. And he gets on Twitter, and he was like whining about how he
wasn't whining about anything. He said I feel like it's better to do my podcast in my podcast studio, and I want to talk to her and get to know her as a person. That's what he said. How is that whining?
So she's not going to do it. That's fine.
Okay, great.
She didn't come out and say anything about it. He did.
Yeah. Well, he invited her on his show, not the other way. It wasn't her reaching out. To him.
Right. And she was like, look, I don't have time to fly out to Austin and sit with you for 3 hours.
Well, because she can't sit there and have a conversation for 3 hours. That's why she doesn't want to do it for 3 hours.
Should do it. I think she should do it. I think that she should agree to his terms and fucking do it. But
I think she should too. Instead,
she should, but she's not capable of it. I mean, she fell flat on her face when and I'll give her credit. She was ballsy enough to go on Fox News, but she fell flat on her face. She has no answers for shit.
Instead of taking 3 hours out of her schedule to go on the biggest podcast in the world, that's going to reach about 50 million people probably, and a demographic of people that she really needs to vote for her too. She'll go spend 2 hours at some rally for 5,000 people who have already voted for her or already going to vote for her for no reason. It's just, she needs to fire her campaign manager is what she needs to do.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I agree.
We'll see what happens.
So that's a major blunder by her. She has a chance to actually change some people's minds who are on the fence about her by having a real conversation.
I do think that she should do that, yes.
But that doesn't surprise me.
Unfortunately, in my opinion, it's deeply unfortunate, but Joe Rogan has an outsized amount of influence, and so I think that she should do it, yeah.
I don't think Joe Rogan necessarily has any influence. There are plenty of positions Joe Rogan holds that I disagree with. But it's an opportunity to sit there instead of 30-second sound bites, and we say this all the time, instead of little sound bites, actually get an in-depth answer on something from her, or, in my opinion, her lack thereof of ability to do it.
I thought it was interesting too. When Trump was on Rogan, he kept trying to get Rogan. He kept trying to basically get an endorsement from him, and he wouldn't give it.
Right. And I don't think he would endorse Kamala either, although he did endorse Bernie Sanders at one point. But anyways, so the point is that, I think he has influence just in as much as he has a platform that a lot of people pay attention to, right? And it's not just, I think the majority of his audience, probably doesn't vote. I think, as Vandy is, whoever said that is probably right. The other thing is that I think his audience obviously would skew toward Trump for sure, and I think, but not all. And I think that it would be a smart idea for her to get on it. Yeah.
Well, I think he's a pretty liberal guy for socially. Rogan is, but he's a gun guy. He's a UFC guy, so that does attract mostly conservative type people, but.
I'm sure he's pro-choice.
His position.
He said so.
His position is that Barack Obama is the best president of his lifetime. That is not a right wing talking point.
No, I don't think he's a right wing guy.
He's not.
I don't believe that he is.
But that's what the media makes him out to be.
Well, it was the whole anti-vax thing that was a little bit kind of cringe, but
turns out he was right. Turns out he was right.
He's not even anti-vax.
No.
Talk about propagating fake news.
Yeah,
he really let a lot. He's a huge RFK Jr. guy nowadays. Anyways, but
yeah,
my point is, I don't think that he's a right wing guy. I don't think.
Yeah, you huge RFK Jr. guy, another liberal.
No, he's not. He's endorsed.
He's not a liberal. He's a lifelong Democrat, sir. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that doesn't.
He's an environmental lawyer.
He will be in the Trump campaign if Trump is elected. And
Imagine that Trump wants to put somebody on who's not a conservative on, to do something to fix a problem that needs fixed. Would Kamala do that? No.
Right, but
and by the way,
the EPA. He's not going to.
By the way, Trump isn't a conservative either. The man's a lifelong Democrat.
Yeah.
He's going to put an oil baron in charge of the EPA. He wants to put RFK in charge of the fucking CDC, not the EPA. He will never put RFK in charge of the EPA because that'd piss off his entire fucking base.
Who said anything about the EPA? I didn't say anything about that.
You started talking about he supports him. He's been involved in environmental stuff.
Yeah, he's been an environmental lawyer his entire life. He's credited for cleaning up the Hudson River in New York City.
That's great, but Trump doesn't want him.
And also suing Monsanto for the Roundup thing.
Fantastic.
Come on, man, you're up. Sorry.
What the fuck?
I don't know how many conservative environmental lawyers you know because they don't exist.
They don't exist. So he's going to get a fucking oil baron to run the fucking EPA. Yeah. He literally appoints foxes to run the hen houses. That's what he does.
I think what the real thing with RFK is more has to do more with our food production than anything. Like, I mean, we're the only country and only civilized country in the world that allows all these ingredients in our food that they don't allow anywhere in Asia or Europe or anywhere else. And that's his point.
Now we're going to agree that we shouldn't allow any of that shit. But the problem is it would fuck up corporate profits. Ah, shit.
Yeah. Well, somehow other countries are doing it.
Profits, dude. Trump is the corporate profits guy. So he's
okay. I mean, you say that like it's a bad thing. Like that's exactly what corporations are supposed to do is make money.
Right.
Newsflash. Breaking news. Corporations make money. It's almost as if that's their intention, what they were invented to do.
And they will poison the American people and as a means to that end. And Trump doesn't give a flying fuck, and probably you don't either.
Well, I think people's choices are far more deadly than anything they're doing.
Okay, they can put poison in every food that people eat every day, or the only affordable shit for most of the population. But no, it's not the corporation's fault; it's the people's fault for eating. Got it.
Yeah, the choices of shit people decide to eat.
So you're agreeing with you agree with RFK.
Country.
So you agree with RFK then, Felicia? That's what I'm hearing.
At some point, sure. I won't say I blanket disagree with him. No, I probably agree with him on a lot of shit. I don't blanket disagree with anybody.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wet Blanket says 95% of the biggest corporations support Kamala. Yeah, I wonder why that is.
Bullshit. That is absolute bullshit.
It's not.
Okay.
Come on. 95% of the biggest. Get the fuck out. Come on. Okay.
They do.
Yes, the biggest corporate. Well, here, I'll give you one. The biggest corporation in the world supports Kamala. Google.
Sure, that's one. Sure. Maybe. A lot of Silicon Valley likes Trump because they know they can manipulate him because he's stupid.
Not really. I mean,
no, because Silicon Valley likes him.
They've all been in Kamala's pocket and the Democrats' pocket for years.
Silicon Valley doesn't. They like Trump because he's not for censorship. They don't want their platforms being censored.
Yeah, well, Zuckerberg does. I mean, he went along with it.
Yeah,
Bezos likes Trump,
and he apologized for it too.
Bezos has banned all of his Washington Post correspondents from endorsing anybody.
Yeah, well, is anybody going to stop buying Amazon now because Bezos endorsed Trump?
No,
no, probably
nobody's
not.
going to.
You can't.
I'm
Sure
not going to stop.
I don't even buy that much from Amazon.
Right. But I mean, but Amazon is not going to take a hit because of it. No. He knows that.
I use Amazon a lot. I don't care who's endorses who. If they get me a package the next day.
Yeah, same here.
If I lived in the U.S., I would fucking use Amazon too. 100%. I use the Chinese equivalent of it all the fucking time. Why? Not because I support the fucking guy who runs the fucking shit, just because I need my stuff. You know?
Hip Elf in the chat says he's Puerto Rican and he didn't get offended by Tony Hinchcliffe's joke and that he was right about it. That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not offended by it. I just think it was bad comedy. That's all. I just think it was bad.
You might not be offended by it, but Well, I don't really think there are that many people offended by it.
Well, you were obviously offended by it because you decided to say something about it.
No, I think it's bad comedy. I'm not offended by the joke, right?
Yeah, but that's not the narrative. But here's the thing, Volusia. If you listen to the media, the talking heads, the narrative is not that he made a bad joke. It's that he's a racist.
Right. Sure, I think.
And everybody in that building is also a racist for having heard it.
Look,
it's insane.
He might not be, but that's not the point. That's not the point.
These people are insane, man. They have gone to the lowest common denominator of. They're in panic mode.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Trump's in panic mode as well. He's running around with his bullshit. But everyone's in panic mode right now. Look, the point is, again, I'm not offended by the joke. I don't give a flying fuck. I think it barely qualifies as a joke, in my opinion. But, I think the point, again, the problem that I have with it is that he didn't say it to be funny. He said it to piss people off. So he could throw his hands up like, oh my God, they're fucking canceling. It's like, dude, stop. It's a funny joke if you say something offensive, but no one is trying to cancel.
Well, it wasn't funny to you.
Who's laughing? Is it funny? Is that funny?
Tony Hinchcliffe is funny, yeah.
Man. No, but sure, I agree with you. I kind of like Tony Hinchcliffe most of the time. I think his show's hilarious. I watch it. But was that a funny joke? Did you when you heard that joke? Were you like, oh, probably not, dude?
I didn't get the joke.
Yes, I laughed at it.
The reaction was funnier than the joke. I'll give you that.
It was awkward, that's for sure. He was like, okay, yeah, no, yeah. Like,
he even said in the set, he's like, I'm used to performing at, comedy clubs at midnight when people are drunk out of their mind. I'm not used to doing it at, at a place like this. But
he's a better comic than
he's not supposed to change what he does just because of the audience. He does what he does.
I think it was bad compared to what he normally does.
All right, well.
Like Slim, people make Florida jokes all the time. Like sometimes they're funny, sometimes it's just like, okay, yeah, we get it. Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
That's funny too.
Like it's got to be funny, I don't know.
You don't like it. That's why you don't find it funny.
That's not
we
true.
Get it.
Dude, there are fucking jokes you could make about a dude about man buns, for example, that I think are hilarious, right? But it's got to be funny.
Yeah, every joke about man buns is hilarious.
I mean, okay.
Man buns? What the hell are those?
Don't worry about it. But you know what I mean? The point is that he didn't make the joke to be funny. He made it just so that he could piss people off and get in the newspaper and whine about being canceled. That's it.
No.
Oh, so now Volusia is psychic and can read people's minds and know what they actually meant.
Yes. Suspecting anyone's intentions is off limits because that means you're trying to read their mind, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
He already did.
Ma'am, sorry.
Wet blanket. He already did that. Biden called anybody who votes for Trump garbage yesterday.
Right, but that's dumb.
That's our sitting president. The sitting president is calling half of the country garbage instead of just one little island.
That's bad political maneuvering. In as much as Hillary's with the whole deplorables thing, that was stupid. It may or may not be the case, but it's not the point.
Yeah,
don't say that. It's bad politics. It's just bad political maneuvering.
Or when Kamala told people that they were at
that they were what?
Oh, what?
They were at the wrong rally.
Yeah, well, that's fine. What's wrong with that? If someone's interrupting your rally with a bunch of horse shit, you can be like, yo.
That Christians were at the wrong rally.
I don't think she said it because they were Christians.
Well, that was yes, it was.
Yes, it was. This is what I mean, man. You are nothing but a party line towing hack.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Yes, she told them they were at the wrong rally because they're Christian.
Yeah, they screamed out Jesus is Lord, and she said you're at the wrong rally.
Yeah. Well,
she hates Christians.
Yeah, they said it at the rally, and J.D. Vance said, "Yep, that's right." Or he said, "That's right." Or he said, "Amen."
No, here we go. Nice. No, that's not it.
Yeah, they if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Oh my God, that's the worst one.
That was awful. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
You ain't black.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, if you unfortunately, I have to see the garbage he spews, but I've been running with it on Twitter. Uncle Luke said anybody that votes for Trump that's black, he's pulling their black card.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I didn't. He's got the power to do that.
I don't know. I've thrown that out there in a few Twitter spaces I've been in, and they all said he's full of shit.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Uncle Tom. Yeah.
Uncle Tom.
Well. So that's the same as saying any white person. That's like saying that any white person that votes for Trump is a racist too, right?
Apparently, she was telling the people who were shouting that she was a liar because after something that she said, and that's why she said
No, they yelled out, "Jesus is Lord." Everybody's heard the audio live, straight from the horse's mouth.
Yep. Amen.
I'm not even a Christian, and that's a dumb fuck thing to say.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, that's literally telling almost half the world at that point.
Oh,
that you're in the wrong place.
Oh, it was okay. Anti-abortion hecklers.
Half the world. Yeah.
So shouting "Jesus is Lord" in response to her saying something about being pro-choice.
She says she's at the wrong rally.
Well, yeah, they would be in that case. Yes.
If you want to spread the gospel, you can do it. Whatever. I mean.
Right. But you don't interrupt the speaker. I mean, you wouldn't do it at a Tony Hinchcliffe comedy show. He'd tell you to shut the fuck up and go home.
Oh, but
yes.
She could have just ignored
Everybody
it.
yells shit at those things. Good Lord.
Right, and then the comedians fucking make fun of him and tell him to fuck.
No, even at political rallies, and you know what most people do? Fucking ignore them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think she was making a point. Apparently, they said this in response to something of where she was talking about being pro-choice. And so in that sense, if that's true, and I got to watch it again now that we're talking about it.
You made a point and you gave people a soundbite that really looks bad.
Well, because they're going to spin it however they want to.
Well, I mean, it's only fair. I mean, Jesus Christ, they still try and edit Trump's fucking speech from Charlottesville 8 years ago.
Well, you don't have to edit it.
Yes, you do.
Do you? You sure? I mean,
absolutely 100% positive.
Okay. I mean, I've watched the whole thing. I think you're obviously out of your mind on that, but that's not.
Yeah, I guess you just, as well as the rest of the liberals, you ignored the part where he said, I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis.
Oh.
Because he did clear as day say that, unless my hearing is just way worse than I thought.
No, he did say that. But they just leave that part out.
Yeah. And that lets me know a lot about you, Volusia, because you decided to ignore that part too.
No, it's fine. I don't think that he would outwardly say he was in favor of neo-Nazis, for sure.
Did it ever occur to you because he's not?
Sure, no, yes. No, I don't think he is. I think he...
Oh, but they call him that every day, though. They tell him... They tell...
When it comes to the current or former president, I've only seen one of them hand in hand with a Klan member.
And who was that?
Is yes. A neo-Nazi, I would say no.
Yeah, say that again, Slim. Hey, Slim, say it again so the people in the back hear you.
I said, once again, for the people that can't hear or want to ignore, between our current and former president, I've only seen a photo of one of them hand in hand with a Klan member.
Sure, and I've only ever seen one of them hand in hand, arm in arm with a fucking serial child rapist. Okay, fine.
Yeah, but Jeff.
Who is that?
I've only seen one.
You can do that all fucking day. Look,
yeah, I've seen one of them with Jeffrey Epstein. So.
Right. Yes, that's what. Yeah, that's my point. Yes, correct.
Yeah, every billionaire on the planet went to some sort of gathering where they took a photo op with Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm about to say Biden has pictures with Epstein too. The Clintons have pictures with Epstein. Obama has pictures with Epstein. You want to play that game?
Obama Epstein photo. Hold on.
All right. What about what about Diddy? Yeah.
I don't know if Diddy has any pictures with Epstein. That is a very good question, Vic.
Obama photo altered to falsely link family to Epstein. Okay. Epstein Island visitor list fabricated to include. Okay, so that's fake. All right. So moving on from that.
Fake according to who? Wait a minute. Fake according to who?
every single
because you just told me something was fake.
Reuters,
Wait a minute.
USA Today,
You just told me something was fake that there's video evidence that it's not.
Reuters, USA Today, Yahoo photo shows Obama with Clooney in 19, not with Jeffrey Epstein. USA Today, Obama's vacation photo altered to resemble Epstein Island. APB Live, fact check, viral.
I never said Obama went to Epstein Island, did I? To the best of my knowledge, he hasn't been.
Right. He doesn't. He didn't know Epstein. So, but Trump definitely fucking did. We know that much. But the point is, I don't
Obama
think that
did
the point I was making earlier is that I don't think Trump is a neo-Nazi, but he understands that all the neo-Nazis vote for him, and so he doesn't want to alienate them. And that's a fact. Neo-Nazis vote 100% for Trump.
Now, I don't know that that's fact.
Okay.
And you don't either. Got no evidence to support it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna put that. I'm gonna let that sit there and see if anyone with a brain.
Well, you got no other arguments. You might as well let it sit there.
Well, since we're already in the rabbit hole, did you guys see what happened on CNN the other night?
No.
Which?
No.
I try not to watch CNN. I mean, I catch.
Well, I didn't see it live, but it went viral. One of the guys that works for CNN got fired. I forget the guy's name. Anyway, it was a pro-Israel guy. Arguing with a pro-Palestinian guy, and they got into an argument. And the pro-Israel guy said, "I hope your beeper doesn't go off."
Oh, I heard about that.
And there was like 5 or 6 people on the panel. They all started panicking, and they went to commercial. Yeah. Then they came back for a commercial, and they had kicked the guy off the show that said that. Yeah. And they spent 5 minutes, apologizing for what he said. It turns out he got fired.
You know what? That'd be really funny. That'd be really funny on Kill Tony. Yeah, if that was on Kill Tony, I'd fucking laugh. But
hey, guess what? It was on. I've seen that clip, and I fucking laughed at it. It was hilarious.
I mean, again, that'd be funny at a Kill Tony show. But
listen, it was funny on CNN too. If it's funny, it's funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay. I mean, we do understand why some people might not find that funny, right? Anyways, it's because how many innocent people died because of that?
First of all, he shouldn't have said it, but it still was funny. I mean, it cost him his job.
Oh, he absolutely should have said it.
Because it killed hundreds and hundreds of children. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
Yes, Blosha, breaking news. There are casualties in war. Breaking news.
Yeah,
let's make jokes about it on CNN. Hilarious. Come on.
It's kind of like it's funny, but it's not funny. Yeah.
Well,
it's called dark humor.
Right, exactly.
And the guy that he said it to is one of these guys that runs around saying that anybody that votes for Trump is a Nazi. So he does the same. He does the same sort of inflammatory rhetoric, but when it comes his way, then all of a sudden there's he's got a problem with it.
No, he shouldn't have said that. You don't say that on CNN. What fuck? Come on. You say it on Kill Tony. You don't say it on CNN.
Yeah.
Kill Tony.
You run around calling people Nazis, but that's okay.
Yeah, did y'all see Mama last night where like somebody tried to take the ball out of that
Oh yeah, they got kicked out.
Mookie Betts.
He's talking about at the World Series.
Yeah, this guy grabbed his arm that the ball was in, and then
he caught the ball and he tried to rip the ball out of his glove.
Right, exactly, and then Mookie tried to reach with his other hand to get him to get off of him, but then another guy grabbed his other arm, and then the guy who was trying to get the ball out of his glove, he couldn't even get the ball. The ball just flew out of his glove and landed on the ground. So so that dipshit didn't even get the ball. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what a there's a lot of good memes about that guy. That shit was pretty.
A Cowpoke Ranch. What kind of person did you think I was? I don't know what you're. I'm not voting the way you're voting, so you don't like me anymore. I'm kick fucking rocks, pussy. Get out of here. What you doing here?
Yeah.
Toodles.
Yeah. Have you voted yet, Nate?
No.
All right.
I went and voted yesterday, VicTube.
Yeah. Are you going to, Nate?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, there was some fucking hilarious.
Now,
memes
when he
about
ripped that ball out of that glove, did they call it still? They still called it out, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, he
Oh.
caught it in the field. He caught it clearly. Yeah.
It's still an out.
He was out. He was out.
Oh, you want to talk about somebody that's been memed to death? And I don't know. Have you seen all the memes running around about Earl Little Jr.?
Who?
No.
Who?
I don't even know who that is.
Who is Earl?
He's a corner transferred from Alabama to Florida State.
Okay.
Oh no. What happened?
What about him?
Oh, they got a picture of him basically dolphin diving face first into the field. And that dude has just been memed to death all over Twitter.
Love that.
Isn't that funny? Or?
Why?
It's just a photo that got taken at the exact right moment.
Oh, okay.
Right. Dolphin, like a full on fucking yeah. I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
funny.
it got turned into a meme.
I didn't say that children blowing up was funny. Did I ever say that?
No, you just joke about the guy having a beeper.
I mean, I said the joke about the beeper was funny.
Right.
Yeah. Now he's saying I'm saying that children dying is funny. First of all, if you've listened to me ever on here, I'm the most anti-war person that you've ever met in your life. So no, I don't think that that anybody dying in war is funny, at all. So, which is why I vote for Trump, because he's the most peaceful president in my lifetime.
Yeah.
It's actually that's the main reason that I'm voting for him, is because of his foreign policy.
Yeah, and I got to admit, that's what I questioned the most about him when he got elected the first time, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Trump.
I'm not.
Trump is better for foreign policy, better for the border, better for the economy.
Yeah, really? He's better for the economy? You sure about that? Well, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. If he does get elected, it's going to be really fun to watch you guys freak out about the price of shit. Oh, my God. But oh, God. I'm just going to let it, dude.
This is why I don't.
Goddamn. Oh, my God.
Yeah, that
You
would
think
be.
inflation's bad now? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
That's not going to fucking affect me, but
Yeah, he'll be better for football too.
I don't know about that.
I want gas.
I don't think football is on the.
I heard he's going to ban the targeting call.
Oh,
He's got my vote. Oh, my God.
hey, I'm going to go vote for him again if that's the case. Fuck.
Can he do that?
Yeah, he's fucking president. He can do whatever he wants at this point.
Right.
And if he can't do it, they'll just vote and give themselves more power like they always do.
They'll give him emergency powers, right?
No, he'll be a dictator for a day. Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Is this true? Pete McGaha says that Theodore Roosevelt introduced the forward pass.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do believe that's true. Yeah.
So he was the president when football was really starting to become a thing, but it was still only like a college thing.
Wasn't Notre Dame the first team to do that?
What?
The forward pass.
Throw the ball.
I'm pretty sure it was Notre Dame that did it first.
Getting hurt. Yeah, he was
You
the
may
one
be
who
right.
started introducing sort of some of the safety stuff for football, because too many like Harvard and Yale students were getting concussions and dying on the field in the 1900s or whatever.
Flying at the.
Yeah, well, they had to, defend those 27 national titles that Yale has.
Right. Yeah. Something like that.
Is Teddy Roosevelt the most badass president we've ever had?
I would say yes.
I think so.
Lincoln has a good argument, but yeah.
I don't
Lincoln was a
know.
warmonger.
What about the first one? He was pretty badass. He defeated the British.
Yeah.
He did.
Washington. Yep.
I mean, otherwise we all be drinking drinking tea and eating biscuits right now if it weren't for Washington.
Well, we say that. And I mean, the British gave up all of its colonies eventually anyway, though.
Well, true.
Except for Ireland. They, for whatever reason, they won't let that motherfucker go.
Yeah, that's a good point. Andrew
Ireland.
Jackson dueled people. That's pretty badass.
He did.
Yeah, but
he did. And I think he won like 7 duels.
Damn, he was undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, he got shot a few times. Like I think he died with 2 bullets still in him.
Damn.
Really? He must have died from lead poisoning then.
Well, there's a lot of people that, depending on where the bullet is, they just leave it in there.
Yeah, Alexander Hamilton was killed in a duel.
Yeah.
Alexander.
I actually saw that. Me and Mrs. Peete went and saw that play, live play. It was good. Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it on.
Yeah, I watched it before, like on YouTube or whatever. It's much better in person, obviously. Any play is.
Obviously.
Yeah. Andrew Jackson beat a congressman with a cane as president. Now that's pretty badass.
He did.
Yeah.
Hey, can we bring back tar and feathering politicians?
We talked about that. We've talked about this before. I remember because I've heard you say that before.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to.
Hey, I'm campaigning on that one. Damn it, I still think it's a great.
They used to
idea.
get really heated on Congress floor back in the day. It's almost like do you ever watch like some of these other countries? Which one am I thinking of? Where they go completely nuts and fight each other?
Oh, like British Parliament?
Well, they yell at each other in British Parliament, but I'm thinking of an Asian country.
An Asian country.
Singapore.
Is it India? I don't know.
It might be the.
Singapore. We talked about this.
Where?
Probably India.
Singapore.
Singapore, yeah.
Oh,
We talked about this because I was in Singapore like a couple weeks ago. We fucking talked about this, bro.
Yeah, they have like all out brawls. It's funny. People jumping over desks and shit.
No, I'm wrong. It's not Singapore. You're talking about Taiwan. This happens in Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Taiwan. Okay.
It's Taiwan.
Hey man, I'm all for it. You want your bill to go through? Fight to the death for it.
Yeah.
No. Singapore is where they beat like graffiti artists and criminals with canes. Taiwan is where they have fights in parliament. It's fucking wild as fuck. It's Taiwan. That's what you're thinking. Yeah.
So you're saying it's
crazy.
entertaining.
It's Taiwan.
Okay, so look at Harry Legg with the fact checking here. First use of the forward pass is credited to Bradbury Robinson of St. Louis University in 1906.
I like that. But Teddy Roosevelt was president then, I think, right?
Yeah, thank.
So
Yeah.
yeah, pretty.
Hey, good thing that Teddy Roosevelt was president because he introduced what do you call the national national parks.
Yeah, national parks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the president that did the interstate system?
That was
Eisenhower.
Howard. Yeah.
Eisenhower.
I like Ike.
Which brings me to, I'm glad I thought of that. Because I actually posted this on X a few weeks ago. When did this country give up on some sort of speed rail system from coast to coast?
I don't know.
Why don't we have that?
No
Because
idea.
it costs tax money, and we don't want to pay tax money.
Well, no. We
already spend more than what they have.
Exactly.
I mean,
look, the amount of money we send to other countries for no reason could pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
yeah. Well, we're sending. No, that's the problem. We're sending money we don't have to fucking countries.
Yeah.
Right now, of course, that makes up a tiny fraction of the actual federal budget, but we want to bitch about that.
Yes. You want to talk about the majority of the federal budget? 77% of the federal budget every year is Social Security and welfare.
Sure.
77%. So I don't want to hear shit about what they spend on the military. And actually, I don't even think they need to cut military funding. I think it just needs to go to better places because the VA is a fucking disaster.
Okay, so then we agree that military funding is not necessarily the biggest problem, right? And now we're going to agree what the biggest problem is. We're going to disagree rather about what the biggest problem is. but it isn't money that.
Well, it's obviously welfare entitlement programs and Social Security.
Well, but that's not a problem. That goes to the American people.
Yes, that's a fucking problem.
The American people paying taxes for benefits for the American people. This is
when we could be spending it on high-speed trains.
Sure, that would be a good use of our money. Better than tax cuts for billionaires. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we say.
Wait, why do we need high-speed trains? I mean,
how do tax cuts cost us money? Please explain.
Right. So we have countries have expenditures, okay, that you use to spend on the country to make it a better place, right? Mm. And then when you give the billionaires tax breaks on money that they frankly don't need, then you.
There we go. Right back to the problem. Money they don't need. That's right. Volusia thinks that you should only be allowed to make so much money and then no more.
That's right. They built their billions on the backs of the American people, and they're part of the American society.
On the backs of American people. Who exactly? Like, I think Bill Gates is a piece of shit, but who exactly did he rob?
All you want, but I'll just talk right over you because I don't give a fuck.
Who exactly did Bill Gates rob? You can't answer that question.
He built his money on the shit.
He did not rob it.
He built his money creating a product that number one made the world better. And number two, billions of people wanted and traded their money for.
Yeah. Great. He should be wealthy. I don't think that Bill Gates should be living in a condo in Staten Island. Okay. He should be wealthy. Right. But at some point, right, you built your empire because of America as a country. And so you need to give back to it to a certain degree rather than hoarding it all.
Yeah, he does. He pays billions in taxes every year, just like every other billionaire.
Well, Donald Trump doesn't. He pays zero in taxes.
No, he doesn't.
He pays just about zero. And why the fuck do you think he won't release his tax returns? And the information that we do have says he doesn't pay fuck all in taxes.
Yeah, you're right. The information that Rachel Maddow stole said, he paid $24 million in taxes that year.
They want to squirrel $24 million? I thought he was worth fucking $6 billion or whatever the fuck he pretends.
He is, but that's what he paid that particular year. They got a hold of his tax returns for him.
Got it. So they finally got those tax returns. Okay.
Rachel Maddow got a hold of one of them. I don't even remember what year it was. But yeah, he ended up paying in about $24 million in taxes that year.
So why was he so reluctant to release his tax returns?
I don't really. Why do I give a fuck what? Guess what?
In 2011.
I didn't care what Trump's tax returns were. I didn't care what Bill Clinton's tax returns were. I didn't care what George Bush's tax returns were. I don't care what Barack Obama's tax returns are.
Right.
I don't care what their tax returns are.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Look, because you don't think that people should pay tax.
I've never said that. Never once have you heard those words come out of my mouth.
All right. So you think that people should pay tax?
Yeah. Nowhere near as much as they do, but yeah.
Okay. So what should Americans' tax money go to?
High speed.
Well, I'm all for a high-speed rail. Yeah, that's fine.
Sure. Right. And you think that we should get rid of Medicare and Medicaid and welfare?
Never said that.
You said
never once said that. Now, I've said they need to be cut back drastically.
Yeah.
Okay. People are already struggling pretty hard. So cutting back on that drastically, what do you think? What effect do you think that would have?
They'll find a fucking job.
No, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, that's
that is true. Because we've gotten to the point now, because I've seen it firsthand and I've also lived it. You have multiple generations living off of the welfare system and never working. That's a problem.
Somebody's typing away. I guess it must be Volusia.
Yeah, I'm just going to fact check him.
He's going to fact check him.
Go ahead and fact check it, bro. I've lived it. I grew up my whole life on fucking welfare.
Anecdotal data doesn't, just because some people, I'm not going to make fun of you personally here. I'm not going to do any personal.
Well, it's not even anecdotal. Once again, you think I was the only one there? No, I lived around plenty of people who are living in government housing, living off of welfare. But I'll be damned if they ain't got a couple of big screens and a brand new fucking car parked in the projects.
Sure, we've all met a couple people like that, sure.
Hey,
it's still anecdotal. That's literally what anecdotal evidence is.
Well, what isn't anecdotal is In the 1970s, they were able to account for almost $4 billion a year in welfare fraud. What do you think it is these days? Because that was what, 50 years ago?
Probably fairly significant.
Well, I think we can all agree. It doesn't matter which side you're on. A lot of the waste comes from these tax bills where they just tack on all this bullshit onto the main bill, and that's where the waste goes. Yeah, $6 million here to study a fucking starfish somewhere. I mean, come on.
Well, that's also a political move. They'll call a bill, just say it's some fucking bill to help the funding for the VA, but then they'll tack on another $9 billion onto that bill in Ukraine, and then use it to club people over the head, saying, "Well, if you don't support this, you hate the fucking veterans."
Yeah, right.
Come on. Obviously, both parties do that. I mean, I agree that the way
I didn't say that both parties don't, and I'm calling it bullshit. Period.
Yeah, and that's why I said I think we can all agree on that, but it still happens.
Yeah, we can't.
We agree on that. Yeah, the way that they craft bills is crazy, and just in order to make it bipartisan, they'll make these. Look, compromising is important, but not like that. Like these are fucking bullshit compromises that don't help anybody.
That don't have anything to do with the actual bill. Yeah.
Now, see, I agree with what Cal Poker Ranch is saying here.
I can't see what he's saying.
He says American corporations run off of the Southern economic development model. And that model came straight from the plantation were slaves to the system. There's a lot of truth in that.
I agree with that.
Yes.
I agree with that. That is correct.
But there's only one person who is bucking the quote-unquote system in this race.
Dude,
that is a fact.
He wants to keep corporate tax rates as low as fucking possible. The biggest scam is that he's quote-unquote bucking the system. What the fuck did he do to buck the system when he was president? He didn't do shit.
If he wasn't trying to buck the system, then how come ever since he got elected in 2016, ever since the first day he took office, they've been trying to throw him in jail, and now they're trying to kill him.
Who is they?
What do you mean, who's they?
He tried to kill him. Some 20-year-old fucking depressed kid tried to kill him. It wasn't a fucking CIA operative. Jesus.
Volusia, are you telling me they haven't been trying to throw this guy in jail since the day he took office? They started with the whole Russian collusion thing, which was all bullshit, and it was proved to be bullshit. And they shoved that down our throat for 4 years.
Clinton, and she wasn't thrown in jail for it.
That's an insane.
I thought Trump was supposed to put Hillary in jail.
Well, everybody knew Hillary wasn't going to jail because none of these fucking politicians go to jail.
He didn't do anything to try to put Hillary in jail at all. He said lock her up and all that shit, but he never did anything.
No.
He couldn't. I mean, if he could, he probably might have. I don't know. I'm not gonna try and read his mind.
Well, no, he absolutely could have.
He said on stage over and over and over and over.
He absolutely could have and should have, but he didn't.
Okay, well, that's horseshit because I don't know. You can accuse me of trying to read his mind, but what he says out of his mouth constantly makes me think that he probably wanted to. Yeah,
I think he should have.
He said he was going to appoint a special prosecutor to get her.
Yeah.
Did he?
Andy says it. Yep, that's also correct. Thanks for reminding me of that.
Did he do that?
Investigator, and they said no. Correct.
During the debate, too. Yeah, he said it right to her face. Yeah, during the debate. Yeah.
Yeah. Did he do it?
Yeah, and who? By the way, since you bring up Jeff Sessions, who let Hillary off the hook? Oh, that's right. It was Jeff Sessions.
Uh-oh.
Because he didn't investigate her because he didn't think he had a case.
Well, no, he actually did. And since you wanna look it up, go ahead and pull up that press conference that Jeff Sessions had, where he listed the reasons that Hillary Clinton would not be prosecuted. He read intent into a law where it doesn't exist in the law.
Yes, I remember that.
Rehash this.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they conveniently changed the law in New York to change all of his charges from a misdemeanor to a felony, and then prosecuted him.
Well, they also prosecuted him for something at the state level that supposedly is a federal crime anyway. Which
I don't know anything about that. I'm not smart enough about the law to know anything about that, but
What about
Jeff
the hush
Sessions
money?
admits there's not enough evidence for the FBI to investigate Hillary Clinton.
Right, was that about the hush money?
The hush money.
Well, they wrapped 3 different cases all into one in New York. And the one in fucking Florida and Georgia both crumbled apart before anything could even happen because that's how crooked that shit was.
And of course, he tried to get
And now it looks like the fucking prosecutor in Georgia is going to be prosecuted on charges.
and he tried to get the trial moved out of New York City because obviously there was a bias there, including the judge that was presiding over the trial. And of course, they denied that. Of course, they denied that.
I love how Volusia is so anti-corruption until it comes to that judge that got a $10 million book deal.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not in favor of that. Judges shouldn't be doing that shit.
Yeah.
No, but you got the outcome that you wanted, at least temporarily. That shit's going to disappear like a fart in the wind in the appellate court.
I'm against judges doing that. That they shouldn't do that shit. Just as I'm against Clarence Thomas getting kickbacks and bribes, right? Yeah, no, judges shouldn't be doing that kind of shit. Judges should be held to the highest fucking standards of anybody.
Yes, they should.
When is this politics done over?
Dude, we got like 2 weeks, bro. I can't wait. A week?
God
Fuck.
damn.
Yeah, a week and a half, buddy.
No, a week and a half is when the fireworks really kick off because they're going to lose their shit and start rioting again when he fucking wins.
Yeah.
Well,
they're going to do the same shit they did. They're going to do the same shit they did in 20. Yes, they did. What are you talking about? Yes.
Really?
There was almost $3 billion worth of damage in fucking Portland because they rioted.
Yeah, they were rioting about.
But not in Washington at the Capitol building.
Well,
Right?
Yeah, they did that.
And by the way, Washington
but
D.C.
once
is
again,
95% Democrats. So
I would rather see the Capitol building burned down 100 times over than somebody's business that they put their life savings into.
That's what's up. That's a patriotic American right there. You just heard that? Patriotic American. Got it?
Yes.
Good? Yeah. Okay.
Very much so.
Got it. Word. Duly noted. Patriotic American would love to see the Capitol building burned down. Good.
Well, I mean,
No, he didn't say that.
That's not what I said, but great way to twist people's words. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? Liberal of you.
yeah, that did happen in 1812.
1812.
Did they burn down the Capitol building? They just burned down the White House.
They burned down the White House.
I think it's the White House. I think.
It was the White House.
So
And I still say we invade Canada and get our get back for that.
The fucking Canadians.
I mean, maybe not this day, but if it were like back in, I guess it's still 1800s, probably.
Well, you don't even need a military to invade Canada. Just send a couple of people from Tennessee up there. They'll take care of it in about 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, man.
Or a couple of farmers from Nebraska.
Yeah,
I don't know.
send me and a couple of Vols fans. We'll take care of Canada.
Yeah, we'll send TriStar up there.
Oh, God.
You can leave TriStar.
Oh, dang.
He'll bore him to death.
Yeah.
I never. Well, okay. I would say.
Gotta love that
fun
short-term
question.
memory loss that Volusia has. He doesn't even remember shit that happened in 2016.
Yeah, he's like
Okay.
Mass right.
Yeah, he's like Dory.
Yes, there were mass riots in 2016 the night he got elected. Yes, there was blanket news coverage over it. Yes.
I have a question for y'all.
What?
So let's say the states had like a battle royale, like a civil war against each other.
Oh, God.
We tried that one time.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah, it's already happened.
We did that once, yeah.
No, I'm saying because
Did like a fortnight free for all. Yeah.
yeah, but just states. Who do you have your top three that will, I guess,
Well,
No, I
survive?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Southeast is the most armed civilian population in the country.
I don't know, dude. Out there in the fucking mountain states and like Idaho and shit and in Wyoming, dude. I don't know, man.
Well, there's just less people out there, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Let's be.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
not
because to Pete's point, in the Southeast, you have a bunch of people like me who have a bunch of guns.
Yeah,
Oh shit,
I mean,
motherfuckers in Alaska, shit.
Yeah, they got.
Yeah, again though, there's just not that many people there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
well, I mean, and they're not many people, but there's still people there. But
Yeah,
not
like I
many.
think there's like 3 million people in the whole state of Wyoming.
And they're,
No, it's
No,
500,000. Wyoming's only 500,000 people.
that
Well,
there
you
is,
may be right.
Yeah, it's only
no, actually, Wyoming is
A
probably like
same
500,000.
Wyoming is 500,000. Wyoming is the least populated state in the U.S. There
Yeah.
are fewer people in Wyoming than in Alaska.
Even Nebraska's bigger, or well, more
Yes.
popular than
Wyoming has the fewest people of any state.
Well, they count the sheep in Nebraska too.
yeah, they count the sheep in New Zealand. Right?
and the corn.
I'm fact checking Vandy Danny on this. I don't think this is true. He says the upper Midwest has the most armed people per capita. I don't think that's true.
Per capita,
Ohio probably,
per
but that's about
capita,
it.
but they still have less people. Yeah.
Not in the Midwest.
He says the upper Midwest, whatever that means. He's talking about Michigan
Per
and
capita, West Virginia has the most.
Well, I mean, listen, he's got
Wyoming.
Detroit and
Wyoming.
Chicago to help him out, but I don't think that's enough.
Too.
That means per person. Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
Ohio.
Wyoming is number one.
You know,
There's more gun
criminal.
people. Let's say that that there's like 5 guns for
Or
every
what, Montana?
one person, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, something like
Montana
that.
has the highest ratio of gun owners, and Wyoming has the most guns per capita. So I nailed that.
Damn.
You're right. They don't have a lot of people.
Okay. We're cooked. I'm just kidding. I thought it'd be a fun conversation to talk about.
Right.
I mean,
But you know, of course, if you kill someone, you know their guns are now yours.
Well, it doesn't even matter because
Right.
Biden said if there's a war that he'll just bomb Americans with
Yeah, he'll do Americans.
F-16 fighter jets and stuff. So
Yeah.
well, I mean, don't forget about DC too, because it's not really a state, but a territory, right?
Which?
What is Puerto Rico?
And it's not like history is fraught with examples of guerrilla fighters giving even the best militaries in the world at the time all they can handle.
Yeah.
yeah, we spent 20 years in a place where fighting against people in flip flops and fucking Toyotas.
Oh, by the way, the reason I asked that question, because
Well,
I
that's
saw this,
a very different example, Pete. That you're not defeating an enemy force there. You're trying to defeat an idea.
yeah. Well,
Yeah, well,
I'm just gonna say that,
Like the people that think Afghanistan's just going to wake up one day and be a fucking democracy have lost their minds.
Well, they were.
well, we spent 20 years trying to make them one. Didn't work.
Well,
Yeah,
I-
well, well, yes, but for all intents and purposes, we won that war in 2 weeks.
yes,
We had
but,
control of that country in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you win a war, you leave.
yes,
yeah,
but
not invade.
Afghans.
No, the U.S. doesn't win a war and leave. What we do is we win a war and then install a puppet government, and then we try and prop it up for a long time.
We didn't do that to Japan.
Well, that's called invading.
I'm about to say, like, you say we were there for 20 years. For 18 of them, we controlled Afghanistan with like 1,500 troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had it in hand. I mean, the Afghans were supposed to, take charge of their own security to hold off the Taliban, but they didn't do that. So
Well, no, because they agree with the Taliban.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I just saying, like, back to my battle royale, what do we call it? Because I actually saw a video. It's basically what we were talking about earlier. I guess states for state. Surprisingly, I'm not in trolling. In this video, Nebraska was in the top 2 versus Texas. I have no idea how that even happened.
I don't know what part of the internet you're on, Nate.
Well, no, it was on,
I'm not sure if I want to delve into the parts of the internet that Nate gets on.
No, it was on YouTube. It was on YouTube. It was like,
Wait, no, Nate. I've seen ads for a mobile game. I think it's called Conflict of Nations, where you can
well, it's kind of like that, kind of.
and
But
try,
it's like just in the States, though.
or you can play as you try to take over the world. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is just in the States. I just somebody's just doing simulating what would happen if do a state battle royale.
Some of you are probably old enough to remember. Do you guys remember the board game named Risk?
Yeah.
I was just going to mention that.
I have.
Vic said that if you kill someone, you take their guns. I was just going to say that's like in Risk.
Yeah, that was a fun game.
You needed to get Australia, man. If you get Australia at the start, you're in good fucking shape. Is that your strategy, Pete?
I don't remember. I remember playing it in the early 90s, maybe. That's the last time I played it.
Well, I was probably late 90s, but yeah.
Yeah, well, the Australians have given up their guns since then. They've gone pussy on us.
Yeah,
But they're doing
I
fine,
mean, they did help the World War II and stuff, but still haven't done
You
any.
sure about that? There's a lot of Australians that would disagree with you.
Yeah, they fought in
Huh?
World War II. Yeah, they did.
They were huge in World War II.
Yeah, they
Oh,
fought.
you're talking about World War II. Oh, well, you said in the 90s. I said since then they've given up their
Oh,
guns.
No, I meant like the World War II.
in the Pacific. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, World War II, yeah.
But
I don't know that game. Public Assistance? I've never heard of that.
No.
I never heard of that either.
I was about to say something about that name of that game, but
Yeah, I'm trying to stop myself as we speak. and something tells me we're heading the same place. with
yeah,
it.
I think so. Any of y'all played the board game Aggravation?
No.
What is that?
Do people still play board games? I'm being serious.
Yes, and actually, he was talking about aggravation. That's what Monopoly becomes when you're trying to play Monopoly with two 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
How about the? I know we don't really talk about college football that much on here. Not really a college football show, but
We talk college football all the time.
Talk about it pretty frequently, yeah.
Yeah.
well, no, I'm just saying but anyways, does Ohio State choke in this one, or
Great tell.
against Penn State, or Ohio State goes out get a win?
I'm kind of well. I heard Pete make this point. I'm kind of with him that I don't know how good Ohio or Penn State's backup quarterback is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, he played, didn't he? Right when
He played well against Wisconsin. He did play well against Wisconsin, yeah.
Yeah, well, Wisconsin is not Ohio State. I think we can all agree
Well,
on
that's
that.
true, but yeah, and Ohio State didn't play well against the frickin' Nebraska, so
They did not at all. I watched most of that game. They were shit.
It's hard to pick this game. This is the best team that Ohio State's played all year, other than Oregon, right? And this is definitely the best team that Penn State's played. So,
Sure.
yeah, I'm staying away from that one. I have no idea.
yeah. I mean, I was
But-
laughing my tail off.
If Ohio State does lose, I think they're eliminated. That's 2 Big Ten losses.
Well, yeah,
They're eliminated from the Big Ten title game, but that doesn't eliminate them from the playoffs. I don't think.
Maybe
yeah,
not.
if they lose to Indiana at home,
Then it's yes. If they lose to both Penn State and Indiana, they're not going to make it. Yeah.
Although that being said, I was your old friend Brian, aka Bobby Durkins. I was on his live before this, and yeah, I'm not with some of his takes. Like he thinks 3-loss SEC or Big Ten teams are going to sneak in.
It's possible. It's possible.
Well, yes, and it's possible that pigs fly out of Belushi's ass too.
Yeah. That'd be
But it's not.
painful.
But it's not very likely.
Right.
That'd
Yeah.
be painful. No, I kind of agree with you, Slim, but just with what happened last year with Alabama and everything like that, it just makes me believe that they're going to try and find a way to do it.
Well, that's exactly what makes me think they're not going to, because I don't think
Because
they
they got
want a
some-
repeat of all the backlash they got last year. Plus, I've looked at it like this since the offseason. You're really only fighting for 6 at-large spots. So in my opinion, 6 spots are locked up. Your 5 conference champs that everybody knows is automatic. Your Power 4, your Group of 5, and a 10-win Notre Dame is automatic. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. A 10-win Notre Dame, just based off of where the committees ranked them before, will be in 100% of the time.
I think if Notre Dame loses another game, they won't get in.
I think they'll keep them. I think they'll keep them ranked high enough, because if you go back to 2017, Notre Dame was still in the top 12 with 2 losses.
Well, what if Notre Dame was to lose to, say, Army? Well, then they have 2 Group of 5 losses, I think.
Yeah, that means you're out.
Yeah, but one of them is ranked.
Yeah, one of them is ranked.
Army will be ranked.
Well, that situation, I think Notre Dame would be out. Yeah.
I don't think.
I think they should be. I'm just,
but I think they got a good shot.
well, like I said, and once again, I don't think they necessarily should be in on that point, but it's just my opinion on what the committee would do.
I think it's a moot point. I don't think Notre Dame's going to lose another game.
Right, I don't think so.
I mean, Army is their best chance, I guess, but I don't think Army is good enough to beat Notre Dame as good as they are. Now, they could. I mean, we've seen it, Northern Illinois beat them, but...
Well, no.
Yeah, USC
Notre
can
Dame
beat
is winning out.
Where is that
USC
game?
can beat them.
Where is that game?
USC's falling apart.
Yeah, USC. I don't think USC can beat them.
This is college football, man. I mean, shit.
I get it.
Yeah.
They give Saturday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen down the back of your leg, too.
Yeah.
Where is the Army and Notre Dame game at? Do y'all know?
Good
I think that's
question.
Notre Dame, isn't it?
And then, I don't know, I think it's another neutral site.
Yeah, I'll find out. I'll look it up.
Really?
I think it's another one of those
It is.
site deals. Yeah.
I'll tell you in 1 second. It is.
Maybe it's in West Point. I don't know.
It is in the Bronx. It's at Yankee Stadium.
Oh, my God. Why are they doing
Army
that?
is close. Army is in New York, not too far from the city.
Well, I mean,
Rather
Navy.
than playing it at Mikey Stadium, which is where Army plays, which is not very big, they want to jam in more Notre Dame fans.
I mean,
Yeah,
Navy,
exactly.
Navy is in Maryland, and they were playing Notre Dame.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know,
But that was considered a home game. That was a game off of Navy's home game schedule.
right, exactly.
I've been to Navy Stadium. It's cool. And it's really a dope place to watch a game.
Yeah, I've been there too. I've never been inside. So my dad went to the Naval Academy. So when I was, I think, about 12 or 13 years old, he took me up to Annapolis and showed me around the campus and went to the stadium and the whole thing. I would love to see a game there sometime.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I was there. So my dad didn't go to Naval Academy, but he lived in Annapolis for a couple of years when I was in middle school.
Is Annapolis? That's a cool little town. Is that the smallest capital city in the country?
Wait, it's
No,
small
it's
I think so.
It's Montpelier, Vermont is the smallest.
Oh, is it?
capital.
Okay.
state capital.
Annapolis is, compared to the size of the state, because Vermont's a small state, but yeah, Annapolis is not a big town, but it's really cool. It's really, really nice. But like, I went there for a game, I remember in 2000, and I saw LaDainian Tomlinson and TCU run all over Navy. Tomlinson had like 200 yards. And but it was really fucking cool because you can, like, the cadets, the midshipmen, they march down to the stadium on campus, right? And you can like walk beside them as they march and sing. It's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
But they're not going to host Notre Dame there, not nowadays, because there's too much money to be made by playing it in a fucking soulless NFL stadium.
Yeah, there you go.
Or Major League Baseball
Or
stadium.
It's Army in a soulless fucking baseball stadium.
Yeah,
By
when
the
you-
eventual World
No.
Series losers.
Yeah, when you can sell your home games, that's what Georgia Tech is doing.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
Is that what Army and Navy are doing, though?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I thought that
Yeah.
I thought they were already getting paid anyway because they're playing Notre Dame. I thought Notre Dame was already paying them.
Well, Notre Dame and Navy play every year. That's
Yeah, but but they don't play Army every year.
They do not. They play Navy every year and have since the beginning of time. But
They probably are paying Army to play them, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, it's not like Army is a regular old fucking, group of 5 school. Obviously, they've got some funding, as we were just talking about.
I mean, Notre Dame paid NIU to beat them. So
Yeah.
So I was on the not Bobby Durkin's show, Brian's show yesterday, and at the end of the show, he threw some rapid questions at me, and this is what they were. I want your opinion on these. I mean, most of them have to do with firings or hirings. The first one was, will Brent Venables be fired at the end of the season?
No.
no.
I said no, too.
No, and he shouldn't be.
Will Billy Napier be fired at the end of this year?
Yes.
I said yes on that one, too. Will Lincoln Riley be fired at the end of this year?
No.
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 I said yes. But I said I was about 51% certain about that. His seat is about as hot as it gets, but I don't know what the financial situation as far as buyout is there. So why do you say no?
Do it yet. I think he's going to get another year in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Garrett Riley take the job at ECU?
No.
You know that's where he started.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would say no.
Him and his brother both started at ECU, actually, as assistant coaches.
I think he's got a chance to get a better job than that if he sticks around with Klubnik for one more year and we play really well. I think he can get himself like a job like South Carolina.
And that's exactly what I said. I said I think if he holds out for another year or two, he'll get a Power 4 job as long as Clemson continues to look, the way they're doing this year offensively.
Yeah. Taking the first,
see, here's my problem.
Doesn't always work. Ask Chad Morris about that.
Here's my problem with that, though. I think all of these guys taking these Power 4 jobs as their first head coaching job ever is why you're seeing, in my opinion, a higher rate of coaches fail right off the bat.
Can we think of, and this is just a question for everyone, can we think of a coach that took a power job a power conference job, whatever the number is, as his first job who succeeded?
Well, Dabo's 20.
Dabo's 20, yeah, but he was given plenty of time. I mean, Mark Richt, Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Right. Kirby, yeah.
There are definite exceptions.
Sure.
I don't think he was a success overall, but I mean, Larry Coker took over Miami in 2001, but I mean, he still won a national title his first year, but I don't think he was a success as a head coach.
Yeah. What about
Mike Elko was definitely successful at Duke.
Yes, his success was fleeting. Yes.
What about Mike Gundy? Did he coach somewhere in the Group of 5? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think Okie State was his first head coaching job.
Okay, I thought it was.
How about Ryan Day?
Yeah. Well, if you ask some people, he hasn't been successful.
Well,
he has.
Yes, he has.
He has.
I mean, the guy's been
I know that. I'm saying if you ask some people.
Yeah. What about
those dumb people?
now? This is a funny one. What about Shane? I think we're still have to know this yet. But what about Shane Beamer?
Are you asking if he's been successful?
He still has a job, and they have a pretty good team this year. I don't know if that means he's.
Okay, are you asking me?
I mean, 2 out of 3 years he hit the over for his over/under, so I would call that a success.
Right. I mean, obviously the standards are different at South Carolina. He will not be fired. No, definitely not.
Well, and I don't think he should be either.
I agree. Mike Gundy's first job was Oklahoma State, by the way.
Was it? Okay.
Yep, called it. Yeah.
That's an interesting game this weekend too. A&M and South Carolina.
Yeah.
It is. I saw A&M's only a 2.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, South Carolina's defense is good.
Yeah.
My thing is, how are they going to be able to score?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I'll take A&M.
South Carolina could win this game. South Carolina needs to do. I know they're not going to score 3 defensive touchdowns like they did against who was that? They played last. Oklahoma. But if they score 1 or 2, that they might be in it.
Yeah, they beat the home out of Oklahoma.
How good is A&M's defense?
I don't know.
It's pretty good.
I guess
Pretty good.
It's decent. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dude, I mean, look, I think the Clemson and Carolina game this year is going to look a lot like last year's game.
Low scoring.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you're going to see a situation where there's 0 offensive touchdowns like we saw last time, though.
Holy shit, dude. They had like 0 yards through 3 quarters. That was insanity.
Yeah. It was
That
bad.
was funny. Oh, God.
I think Clemson will score. I mean, I don't think they'll score 40 or anything, but they'll score some touchdowns.
That game's going to be like 24 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah, probably something like that. Could be closer than that, though.
How bad will Oregon score on Michigan?
Bad.
Ooh, I don't know.
Bad.
I don't know.
Bad. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm with Big Two. Michigan's fixing to get run off the field.
Let's say, I don't know, 31-14 Oregon.
Am I the only one in here that's on the Vandy train now? I guess they've sold me. They bought me hook, line, and sinker. I've got them plus the point. I don't have them winning the game this week, but I've got them with the points.
Oh, Dandy's got them all over the money line.
Yeah, well, of course he does.
He and I talk sometimes on a different app, and he's got them all over the money line, man. He is fucking dumping cash on that plus 200, Bubby.
Well, I'm taking the point. I need every point I can get.
Yeah, I would take the points there. Yeah, it's a 7 right now. Yeah.
7.
Who's playing this week?
Who?
Are they playing this week?
They're at Auburn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh shit! I may hit the money line on that.
Yeah,
If it
Auburn
were-
does suck. That's true.
Auburn is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, Peyton Thorne's liable to come out there and throw 7 interceptions.
Yeah, it's not unlikely that Vandy could win this game. I'm still taking the points. Yeah, you said, is it still 7? Well, 7 last time I checked. I don't know what it is now. I'd like it. It's if it was 7.5, I'm definitely doing it.
Well, with the points, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Dandy's taking the money line. He wants the plus 200.
Well,
Shit, I may be with him on that. I don't think Auburn's good at all.
They played better last week, though, which is a cause for concern, rather.
that's another one. Is Hugh Freeze on the hot seat?
No, and here's why. Auburn knew they were going to be bad this year. I think Freeze told some of the boosters that. So what they're doing is saving their money to get a transfer quarterback next year, and they're going to try to be good next year. They're punting on this.
Auburn fans didn't get that memo.
Yeah, but I think that from what I've heard from a few different sources, and I'm not trying to be a message board idiot here, but I think that's what's going on.
No, I think I agree with you. I don't think they'll fire him after this year.
I think it's crazy that we're talking about, and I mean, this still bewilders me. And maybe it's just because of, how things went with Miami, but I think it's crazy we're talking about firing coaches in year 2 and year 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is not abnormal these days, though.
You should get 4 years, right?
At least.
Now, Mike Norvell is in year 5, and they're 1-7. So, what about
And
him?
this is his 3rd losing season, too, out of 5. Right?
Yeah. Well, they gave him a huge extension. Lou was talking about this on his channel.
Yeah.
And
Well, this is what they do. I mean, they gave Venables 1 too, because he won 10 games last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, you also can't look at you can't look at Oklahoma's injury list and go, well, damn, they should still be winning games.
They shouldn't be losing by 26 points at home to South Carolina. Yeah.
no.
In general, no, but sometimes shit happens in a football game, and especially the first quarter of that game was a whole lot of shit happening.
That's true, but they're just not any good. That notwithstanding, I agree with you there, but that notwithstanding, they're not any good.
I think they're a better roster and team than what their record indicates.
Yeah. Well, you are what your record says you are, but yeah, I know you'd agree with that too. But yeah, no, I don't think he should be fired. I think he should absolutely get another year at least. But if they want to fire him, I don't know. We can. I love Wes Goodwin, but I wouldn't mind him being our DC again.
I don't know why you would love Wes Goodwin. You're like not even top 50 in total defense.
He's pretty good. Didn't we talk about this? We're like, what are we, like 44 or something?
Yeah, that number's not accurate. I mean, just
we're definitely one of the 50 best defenses in the country.
You give up 85% of your points late in the fourth quarter every game.
You're up by 40. Yes, yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, like I said, though, what that does indicate is, especially in the postseason, when you're going to need your depth, it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to agree to disagree on that point for now. We'll see when the time.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. You disagree all you want. Fucking Stanford moved the ball at will on your defense. At will.
We might get a chance to see this week because Louisville's got a good offense. We might get a chance to see what Clemson's first string defense is about for 4 quarters.
Yep. We'll see.
I hope we don't, but we might.
No, I don't know.
I mean that's a top 10 to 15 offense in the country. So yeah.
Yeah, I think they're ranked 12th overall or something like that.
What do you think? You got a score prediction for this game? I have one. You got a score prediction for this one, Pete?
Yeah, I think it's going to be high scoring, so I'm going to go ahead and say, well, not super high, not like ridiculously high, but high for this game. I'm going to say 34-28, something like that.
I was going with something more along the lines of like 41-23.
Which I just lied because I said 34-28. That's less than 10.5, and I have Clemson at minus 10.5. So whatever 10 points is, 35-25, 34-24.
Right. Yeah, let me give me like 41-21 in this game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think we're gonna score a lot, and I think they're gonna I think that we're gonna force at least 2 turnovers, and that's gonna cost them. I think our defense is good, and I think Louisville is an inconsistent team.
Clemson's coming off a bye too, so they're a little bit healthier than they would have been. And
that's right. It's going to be one of two things: either we're just going to come out and flash fry them like we did to NC State and Wake Forest, or not Wake Forest, but like we did to NC State, and or it's going to be something more like the Virginia game where we come out a little bit sluggish and then blow them out in the third quarter. I don't think it's going to be particularly.
I can see you. Coming off a bye week, I could see a little sluggish there at the beginning.
That could happen. It could happen.
Well, there's two lines of thought there. You come out sluggish because it's the bye week, or you come out rested,
fresh,
and fresh. So I don't know. It does help that it's in Clemson. It does help that it's a night game too.
Yeah, I just don't believe in Louisville. Also, possibly the fact that Louisville is 0-8 against us since they joined the conference. I just don't.
I mean, look, Louisville's played some good teams. What's their record? Are they a 4-loss team?
3.
3.
3L. Hold on. They lost to Notre Dame. They lost to SMU at home.
Miami.
And they lost to Miami.
That's right.
So every good team they've played, they've lost to.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. No, I mean, this brings up the whole tired point of, well, is Clemson rested because we haven't been playing against top quality opponents, or are we untested because we haven't been playing top quality opponents, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we're going to be. I think
there's a little bit. There's a little bit to that untested argument. I mean, of course, you played Georgia week 1, right, and that was obviously a test.
And we played like shit.
But I mean, but since then, I mean, to the untested argument, you have one win over a team with a winning record.
Right. It's true. I think though that the Georgia game was Clemson's worst game, in part because we were playing against Georgia. But I think if you I think if you just take the opponent out of it, that was Clemson's worst game, regardless of opponent. Even if we were playing somebody that wasn't Georgia, we still played like shit in that game. So again, I don't know. I don't think that we're going to be shocked and awed by Louisville's immense imposing power. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, you take that quarterback lightly if you want to. He's good.
Oh, he's good, and they got some receivers too that are very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But defensively, they're
still,
somewhere
like the case was with Satterfield. That team's still littered with guys with 4.2, 4.3 speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be a fun one. I can't wait for it. Then we got Virginia Tech the next week. So the next 3 weeks, you got Louisville, Virginia Tech, then Pitt. That's their toughest stretch in the ACC so far this season.
Yeah.
And two of them are on the road, right? So Virginia Tech's on the road, and so is Pitt.
Yep.
So this week's game is huge because I think Clemson needs to win out.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I think a 10-win Clemson makes the playoffs, but if you want to make the ACC title game and remove all doubt, yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about win out the regular season. But first of all, the two teams that make it to the ACC championship are both getting in the playoffs, I think.
But yet, Pete, I think that if we end up 10-2, and if we don't make it in, we've got a pretty good shot to make it in.
Yeah, but you're leaving it up to the committee to make that decision.
Of course,
but
which we don't want to do. Yes,
that's why I say I think they need to win these next 3 games. The South Carolina game, I don't think matters that well. Not as far as the playoff is concerned. Just make it to the ACC championship. That needs to be their goal right now.
Yeah, well, the goal needs to be win each individual game. We don't, because the fact that the ACC is in a down year right now, and the fact that we, people just don't look favorably on the conference as a whole, and the fact that we did miss our biggest opportunity to score a top quality win means that we just need to try and win each game. Now, I do think that if we do catch another loss,
is the ACC down more this year, though? I think they're better this year, especially if you look at the top. I mean, there's still 4 teams. You got a Pitt's undefeated.
Yeah.
I mean, they play SMU this week, so that's a huge game. Miami's undefeated. Clemson's undefeated in the conference.
Yeah.
So.
You mean, is it down as compared to last year?
Yeah, or the year before that, or the year before that.
Well, the COVID year, the ACC was better. And then if you go back before that, the ACC, like during the years where Clemson was really good, the ACC was okay. And then if you go all the way back to like 2016, the ACC in 2016 was better than the SEC. But
16, 17, 18, you can make the argument all 3 years that the ACC was the best conference in the country.
2016, I think the SEC doesn't even have an argument. 2016, it was clearly the ACC. And I remember it, and you can find it. Uncle Lou made a video saying as much after we beat Alabama in the title game. But it's definitely not the case now. And here's the thing: is I just feel like people don't really respect SMU and Pitt. I mean, look at Pitt's record. I mean, Pitt's undefeated. What are they ranked? Like 18? So I don't know. But here's a question. Interesting question to me is: what if Pitt goes like 11-1? Do they make the playoff?
I mean, they should. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. At that point, they would. If they don't, I think SMU will, and they make the playoffs. So I don't see why Pitt wouldn't.
Right. Well, SMU is going to play Pitt. Let's say Pitt beats SMU, and then Clemson beats Pitt, and then it's Clemson and Miami are undefeated in the ACC. Go to the title game. Both teams make it.
Speaking of that,
11-1.
That is a Pigskin Pete underdog pick of the week. Pitt plus 7.5.
Yeah.
I don't get that
SMU
line
was
at all.
Garbage last week.
Yeah, SMU should have lost to Duke. Duke fucked it up.
6-0 in turnover. Dude, you win the turnover battle. Duke, you win the turnover battle 6-0 and you lose the fucking game. What the fuck?
Yeah, you let that happen. Yeah.
I'm not as mad as some people about Manny's decision to go for the win, though.
I thought that was a terrible decision.
Make a gutsy call like that.
No, it's a good decision.
I didn't like it.
What I don't like is getting fucking your 30-yard game-winning field goal blocked for the second missed field goal in the fourth quarter rather, and you missed an extra. Come on, what the fuck are we doing?
I'm guessing that's why he decided to go for it. He wanted to come down to a field goal in overtime and miss it or get blocked or whatever.
Dude, You forced 6 turnovers and you scored 0 points off of 6. How do you do that? How do you force 6 turnovers and get 0 points off turnovers? That's fucking amazing.
It's an epic fail by Duke.
It's amazing.
Epic fail.
Well, I think it shows, where Duke is in Manny's first year. And I don't think they're going to be do you think they're going to get worse going forward under Manny or better?
Oh, no, probably better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a Manny hater. And a lot of Miami fans didn't like that. But, I mean, listen, Manny Diaz is not a bad coach.
No.
The only reason the only reason he got let go is because of the crystal ball thing. That's it.
Yeah, is this week the Cuban Bowl, or is that next week?
The what?
That's this week. Damn, the Cuban Bowl is this week.
What is that?
It's Miami and Duke.
Oh, the Cuban Bowl.
Yeah, the two head coaches, yeah.
I mean, can we call it the Cuban Bowl, though? Can we call it the non-Spanish speaking Cuban versus the Spanish speaking Cuban? Because Manny can't speak Spanish.
Really?
Well, there's a little tidbit of information that nobody knew except for you.
Yeah. Manny Diaz is a Cuban that can't speak Spanish.
Damn.
What the fuck?
And Mario does.
Of course Mario can. Super Mario can speak he speaks 7 languages, and he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
Yeah. And he saved Nick Saban from a bunch of salty Dolphins fans in Miami. At least that's what he said on game day.
Well, yeah.
Mario Cristobal is going to win 18 national titles and go down as the greatest coach in history.
Yeah,
That's what the Miami fans are telling. That's what Makima in the chat keeps telling me.
He's a fucking retard. So take that with a grain of salt.
Hey, he's only a fucking retard till it comes true.
Even if it comes true, he's retarded. You could say it and I wouldn't call you a retard, but that guy's dumb as fuck.
Well, I also don't think Mario's going to win 18 national titles.
Because you're not a fucking retard. Right, okay.
Now, granted, I do think I think Mario is the right coach going forward, and I say this with some cautious optimism. Bobby Durkin's made the claim before that Miami was a sleeping giant just waiting, and beyond Mario, some things that have been done on the upper levels at the university.
Right.
You have, for the first time, and Miami fans know this, and I don't know how many people outside of the program do, there's always been an internal fight between the athletics and the university president. Like, that's why Jimmy Johnson left. He got tired of dealing with the university president, Tad Foote, because Miami's kind of always wanted to be, at least on the administration level, that Ivy League of the South. For the first time ever, Miami has a university president that is a football fan.
You know what?
That's an important thing.
It is, Pete. You know that that's how Danny Ford got run out of town at Clemson, right?
Yeah.
And then this is obviously, we're talking about 30 some years ago, but then Clemson sort of flipped the script on that, much in the same way that Miami may have done in a more recent era.
I also think Miami has one of the better athletic directors in the country. And of course I'm biased, but the fact of the matter is Clemson athletics skyrocketed under Dan Radakovich. Multiple national championships across multiple sports. And
to that point, Pete, Miami won its first hockey national championship since Dan Radakovich has been there.
Really?
Now it's a new hockey program. It's D3, but I mean, for a new hockey program to win a national title, I'm not going to knock it.
D3, huh? So Nate's probably good enough to play on that team then.
He might be.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, hey, I'm just saying, what's up with all this good hockey in the state of Florida? The Gators won the D2 national championship, the Lightning.
I don't know why you keep saying that. Like Miami doesn't have refrigeration or something?
Yeah.
Right. By the way, not a one of those motherfuckers, at least on the NHL teams, is from Florida.
I heard
actually one of them is, yeah, but
One.
Yeah, the captain for the Lightning is from Florida. Yeah.
So I heard Uncle Lou talking on his morning show the other day. So there's a Las Vegas Knights hockey game when we're going to be in Vegas next year.
Oh, you should
Yeah.
go. I hear those
Now,
are dope as fuck.
I would love. I've never been to an NHL game. We have
awesome.
a minor league hockey team here called the South Carolina Stingrays. I think they're the farm team for like the New York Rangers or something. I don't know, or the Pittsburgh Penguins, one of those up in the Northeast.
Yeah.
But I would love to go to an NHL game. Here's the thing, though: how much do those tickets cost?
So
Well,
I would
it depends
imagine
on where
for the
you-
Knights,
okay.
it's a lot.
No, well, it
Yeah.
depends on where you look at. Like, if you want to go to StubHub, it's only $50 per person, or what we call it. But
All right, let me.
We should really go to that. We should really think about going to that game out there. It's on the Sunday so we get there Saturday. It's that Sunday night, Pete.
Yeah.
Where is I was looking at like the general cost of tickets, and like to buy tickets ahead of time to any game there is pretty expensive, like in the hundreds of dollars. So, but like what I did is like I checked the price on StubHub of like tickets for the game that was being played that day, and they were like $50 or $60 a piece, because people just want to get rid of them once it gets down to the day of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking we wait till we're out there like Saturday night or Sunday morning, and we check StubHub and see if we can find a deal for 4 or 5 tickets.
Yeah, if we can get it, if we can get anything under $100, I'd be willing. If it's $200, I'm not going.
Yeah, it's not worth that to me either. But I think we should check while we're there, and if we can get in there for $50 or $60, I'd love to go.
I would too, because I've never been to one.
Yeah.
Lou,
I've
have you been to an
one,
NHL game before?
I'll let y'all know it's worth
Lou,
the watch.
Lou, have you been to a game before? NHL?
Yeah, I've been to one. When I worked for Verizon, we had some conference in Atlanta one time, and they had put us up at the Omni, which is connected to Phillips Arena, and they had 2 tickets. When we checked into our hotel room, there was 2 tickets to the hockey game included with the room.
How'd you like it?
It was all right.
It's all right.
I've been to a Thrashers game once too. It's okay.
I mean, I
But
was
if you
with a
go
bunch
to,
of
like,
work people that I didn't care about, but like in Vegas, going with y'all, like that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
if you go to hockey games
Just
with
saying.
a fan base and an environment that's really good, it's great. Like the Thrashers never really caught on, but I've heard that the Knights have. I've been to a few games. I went to a Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah,
game
the
once.
Knights have
It was
like
fucking
a
incredible.
I've been to a Predators game in Nashville before.
Was it good?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
That's a cool arena. I walked up and I don't know if you saw my live stream. I walked around the whole arena there.
Yeah.
Now all the other stadiums in Nashville are shit, but their hockey arena is pretty nice.
Yeah.
I've been to the Titans Stadium for a game. I didn't mind the Titans Stadium.
That thing looks like a dump from the outside. I've never been inside of it, but
Hey, and
I went
plus
to a
they're-
Music City Bowl there once when we played in it, but that was, of course, fucking 18 years ago. But it was okay. I mean, it's not a great stadium. It's fine.
somebody said
And of course, since we're in Vegas, whatever the tickets cost, that's just what we bet on the game, and then it's free.
it is.
yeah. If the ticket's $50 and you win $50 betting on it, then it's free. Yeah, that's of course.
Genius.
And of course,
Hey, listen, I've agreed to way worse ideas in my life.
isn't hockey a lot like baseball? Like every line is 1 point.
You know what? I really don't know.
Yeah.
I thought
Probable.
like soccer.
Well, I'm betting on the home team. If I'm going to the game, I'm betting on the home. I can't go to the Las Vegas game and root against Las Vegas. That's
Of
just
course,
silly.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah. I'll even buy a foam finger or whatever the fuck. I don't care.
Especially if you don't have a favorite team of your own. Of course, you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that is his favorite team. He loves Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's my second home there.
As a matter of fact, Lou, I was thinking about this the other day. You've adopted UNLV and now the Las Vegas Knights. Why not the Las Vegas Raiders too?
Oh, I could be the Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could go all in. They got Brock Bowers. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, they got Christian Wilkins
And
too, Pete.
good thing it's not
Yeah.
the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, they got Samir. Oh yeah, they got Zeus.
Yeah.
Well, it's too bad the fucking Raiders are shit, but
Yeah, they suck.
they suck bad.
and I need a.
Wilkins is hurt right now.
They did cover on Sunday though. Pay Lou.
Yeah.
Wilkins
is hurt right now. That's
9, I think.
I mean,
against the Chiefs. No?
as soon as
Yeah, they played the Chiefs.
as soon as the Raiders cut Hunter Renfrow, they couldn't score a touchdown anymore. Do you think that's a coincidence?
Wow. How about
Yeah, they
that?
had first and goal from 3 and couldn't.
Hey, Big Tube, did you notice the refs in that Falcons Tampa game?
In which game?
Where they didn't notice that Kyle Pitts dropped the ball before he crossed the goal line.
Look at this dude.
Well.
Oh well.
I got the Vegas Golden Knights jersey.
There you go.
Damn.
Wow.
Why do you have a Vegas Knights?
Inside the Flamingo, there's a Vegas Knights store.
Oh.
Cool.
So we can get us a T-shirt or something, because I bet it's cheaper there than it is at the game.
Man,
Probably.
if you're out there during a fucking playoff game, dude, there's nothing better than going to a playoff game live.
No, there's nothing better.
I went to a Stanley Cup Finals game in 1998. It was the Capitals and Red Wings, and my dad's a Red Wings fan, so I am too. And fucking man, that shit was amazing.
Did you throw an octopus on the rink?
No, because it was in Washington, right? But I did catch a puck. I caught a puck. Like it was actually the first puck that was dropped in that game, a minute and a half in, because they didn't have the nets up yet that they put up a couple years later because some girl got hit in the head. And so the puck flipped up over the ice, and I fucking caught it. I still have it. I was 10 years old. I caught the motherfucker, and I still got it. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is Detroit, isn't it? Where they throw the squids on the ice.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
But the game, it was an away game. It was in Washington. But yeah, you're right. Yep. In Detroit, they throw the.
What's the story behind that?
You know what? I forget.
So
I read
basically,
it one time. Yo, you go ahead, Nate. You know it.
So basically, you know how octopus has 8 legs or 8 tentacles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they based out that because that Detroit won 8 Stanley Cup playoffs.
So what happens if they win another one and they win 9? They can't do it anymore?
Yeah,
No, it's just a tradition that they started, I guess, in, I don't know back when, but it is just, I just think.
Hey, can we bring that to college football instead of throwing water bottles? Can we throw octopuses?
Yeah, or some sort of other marine animal.
I just looked it up. Hey, here's what it is. He's almost there. So what it is in the 1950s, you only needed to win 8 games to win the Stanley Cup. To win the Stanley Cup, because there were fewer teams, right? So you only need to win 8 games to win it, and so the octopus symbolized the 8 wins that were necessary to win the Stanley Cup.
Right.
Now the playoffs are longer, of course, but
the fact that they won it in 8 games.
But they're not throwing octopus, or they're throwing squid. That's a different animal.
no, it's octopus.
Oh.
So
Where do you buy an octopus?
Is it like a plush?
Publix.
No, real octopus.
Meyer in Detroit, but yeah, they don't have Publix in Michigan, but yeah, Meyer.
It's a real octopus.
Excuse me, where's your octopus aisle?
Yeah.
By the way, Lou and Pete, I don't know if you like this more than a hockey game, but
No.
usually in the pre-game situation, before they play the hockey game, Vegas Golden Knights has like a pre-game, I guess, show that they have like a guy decorated in costume.
Do they have girls skating around in bikinis?
No.
A guy.
He's dressed as a knight.
Oh.
At night.
So
What are the odds that Uncle Lou ends up in the penalty box?
Depends on what you mean by the penalty box.
Well,
They have a penalty box for fans.
I'll just keep yelling, that's icing. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds like something that's important.
icing means that
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to know? But go ahead, Nate.
Icing
Go ahead,
means
Nate.
if you basically stop the clock. It basically, it's like Like in football, if you throw it like incomplete, that stops the clock. That's basically icing.
Icing? No, it's not. Icing
What?
is when you. Icing is basically when a defender. So if you're a defender and they're in your zone, right? They're close to scoring, and you catch control of the puck and you just flip it all the way down the ice and it crosses two lines. You're just basically just like dumping the puck down the ice.
So as long as if there's nobody on the other side of that line, then it's icing.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like
your team has to touch the puck. Your team has to touch
Right.
touch the puck first.
So it's like it's like a backcourt call in basketball.
Right.
I don't quite know about
Basically, yeah, that's exactly what I was fixing to say.
So the last team to touch it, the ball goes to the other team.
Well, there's no ball in hockey
Well,
unless you're playing street hockey.
I don't know if there's a good equivalent to it in basketball, but it's just like basically they're in your zone and you as a defender, instead of trying to make a pass or a play forward, an offensive move, you just sort of throw the puck down to the other end of the ice to clear it out. You're not allowed to do that.
You're not allowed.
Yes, it's very much like a backcourt penalty in basketball.
You're not allowed to do that.
Well,
All right.
So the possession would go to the other team.
So I'm just
Backcourt, you're
Bring it
passing
back
the
into
basketball backwards behind the half court line. In this case, you're passing the puck forward, but not to anybody. You're just throwing it down to your end of the court.
correct.
Yeah.
And so if
And
you
there's
do
no
that,
one down.
That's right. If there's someone down there, you can do it. But if there's not, and the offensive team touches it first, it's icing. They bring it back up into the front court, so to speak.
and that's what that blue line on this ice is for, the icing thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I'm learning stuff here.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah. I'm still just going to yell it every time, even though it doesn't happen.
icing.
Yeah. Icing. That's icing. Lou, did you see what I said at the top of the show about the Savannah Bananas playing against Clemson's baseball team?
I didn't hear it today, but I heard you mention it before.
Well, no. So they a couple of months ago they announced that they're going to play their first Savannah Bananas game at Death Valley in Clemson. That's against another team that they normally play. But they added another game now on November 7th. They're actually playing against Clemson's baseball team in Clemson's baseball stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I mean, look, I think that the bananas are kind of a silly gimmick, but still, it's pretty cool. It's good publicity.
Yes, because it rhymes. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You get Savannah banana. Yeah.
Hey, that's way more interesting than regular baseball.
I'd love to go see them.
I don't know about that.
I would like to go to the one in Clemson, except it's on November 7th, which I
The
can't.
tickets are usually really expensive. Too.
Are they? Yeah, probably.
Man.
Could be,
They're live streaming the game on YouTube, so I'll just watch it on there, I guess.
Yeah.
You mean like ESPN or just
No, on the Savannah Bananas YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I thought we were still talking about Clemson baseball.
Well, it is. They're playing against
Bananas
Clemson.
versus Clemson baseball.
They're playing.
Okay.
Come on, Nate.
If I can find a way to bet on that game, I will.
You got to remember, it's by banana ball rules, not baseball rules, whatever.
Yeah.
Now who's more down bad? Somebody betting on the WNBA draft or Savannah Bananas games?
I still think the WNBA draft is worse.
I mean, I guess you have to talk to your bookie.
Boogie. Yeah, true.
I mean, the bookie will probably take any stupid bet you want to make. He don't care.
Yeah.
Do they win every game like the Harlem Globetrotters or no?
No.
No.
I've never watched the whole game. I've just seen the clips like on YouTube and TikTok and shit that get shared around.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't
that's
think
all I've
so,
seen
because
of
I don't
them.
think that the Clemson baseball team is just going to agree to lose.
Maybe
If
not.
it's an exhibition game, then yeah, why wouldn't they? Who cares?
I know it's a gimmick, but aren't the bananas?
Did y'all know Georgia has a 5-star basketball player?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just found somebody yesterday said, "Hey, are you going to watch the Georgia basketball game today?" And I said, "I didn't even know the season started." Anyway, I looked it up. It's just an exhibition game against Central Florida. But in the article about the exhibition game against Central Florida, it was like blah blah blah, 5-star freshman, whatever his name is. I couldn't believe it.
What was
I need
it?
Georgia to make the Final Four just to get Tennessee fans more riled up.
That would be funny.
You had Anthony Edwards, didn't you? He was a 5-star.
Yeah.
5-star.
Yeah.
What?
Let me look that up.
They still weren't any good whenever Anthony Edwards played for them, were they?
That's true.
No.
They were fucking terrible.
No.
Yeah.
He was a highlight factory though, but they weren't any good as a team.
Right.
He's turned out to be great, dude. He's so
Still
good in the
the-
NBA.
Yeah.
First overall pick. Yeah.
You're right. His name is Asa Newell, 6'10"
Okay.
power forward.
6'10".
New-
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. The article said 5-star Georgia freshman, and I was like, wait, what?
He is.
How did that happen?
Because his brother's on the team.
Oh, okay.
So his brother's no good, but he's a 5-star.
Yeah, his
Right.
brother was a walk-on, and
Yeah,
then
there
but
you
his
go.
brother's on the team, so he committed like that.
He's a 5-star.
That sounds like a 2-year plan to get this 5-star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, little brother. We'll let you play, but make sure your brother follows you in a couple of years.
The weirdest thing about college basketball recruiting right now, of course, the number one kid is Cooper Flagg, who's at Duke, and he's going to be maybe the number one pick in the NBA draft.
Cooper
The number
Flagg.
2 and number 3 recruits in the country. The number 2 overall and number 3 overall freshmen are both going to Rutgers.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which
All right,
is
so maybe
wild.
Rutgers.
Are they from New Jersey?
No, one of them is, and one of them's from like fucking Georgia or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of basketball talent in the Atlanta area. It just never goes to UGA. I don't blame them, but
Yeah.
Apparently, they don't go to Tech either.
Nope. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Who was the last great Tech player other than? Well, I mean, look, I still love fucking Alvarado, Grand Theft Alvarado, fucking a great nickname, great player. But is it Chris Bosh?
Oh.
You're talking to the wrong people here, I think.
yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
I
still
do follow.
disappointed Anthony Edwards didn't get the nickname Goose. I think that's an opportunity.
The Ant-Man. Yeah.
Goose.
Yeah. Get Ant-Man. Yeah.
Goose would have been way better.
Why?
Talk
What does
to
that
me,
mean?
Goose.
'Cause the actor that played Goose in Maverick, his name's Anthony Edwards.
Oh,
Talk to
Damn.
me, Goose.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Didn't he
Should've got
die?
The name Goose.
He's dead,
Yeah,
isn't
he
he?
did die.
Yeah.
Oh well, the actor, I don't know if he's. I don't think he's dead. No.
Well, who'd you well, I know he died in the movie. I'm talking about the real person.
No, I don't think he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Well, there was a tragedy in the movie, so probably is. I don't know.
Somebody says John Sally. I have no idea who that is either.
He played.
I
on the
remember
Wolverines
him.
and the
He played
Pistons.
for the Pistons back in the bad boy Pistons from back
Yep.
in the 80s
Yeah.
and early
He
90s.
did.
Bad
Yes, he
boy.
did.
Isaiah Thomas and Lambeer.
Yep. Joe Dumars,
Yep.
Dennis Rodman, by the way.
didn't know
Dennis
he was
Rodman, when
Georgia
his hair
Tech.
was one color.
Yeah. No, I love the name. I love the nickname Grand Theft Alvarado. That shit's fucking awesome.
Hey, from what I hear, and I don't know one from the other, but apparently Brad Brownell is killing it in the transfer portal for Clemson. I don't know.
We're gonna have a good. Obviously, we made the Elite Eight last year, but we weren't like a top 8 team throughout the season. But we had a great tournament run. Beat fucking Arizona. Someone's listening, but we lost PJ Hall, which sucks, because he was sort of the centerpiece of the team. But almost everyone else is coming back, and I think we're gonna be good, man.
Who does PJ Hall play for?
He's on the Nuggets with Hunter Tyson.
Does he play?
I don't know. I mean, the season just started. I don't know. Let me actually check. Is he in the G League or is he on the roster? I don't know. Check.
Again, I have no idea.
He'll play. He'll get some time. He'll get some time.
Yeah, I don't even know who's supposed to be good outside of just naming like the common teams like Duke.
No, he's
and
on the team.
Utah.
Yeah, he's on the Nuggets. Number 13.
I don't know if you listen to Tennessee fans on Twitter, they're winning the next 18 basketball and baseball natties in a row.
Mhm.
No. So right now, I mean, UConn is still good. Kansas is good. Alabama's good. Purdue is good. UConn is still good. But
I'm
it's
sure
gonna be-
Arizona's probably still good.
They're all right. They're top 15. Houston is top 5. Purdue.
Miami
Iowa
better be.
State.
Last year better just be an anomaly for Miami.
Does that 9-foot Chinaman still play for Purdue, or he go to the NBA?
Oh, that shit's funny. Zach Edey.
Yeah.
So everybody complained that Zach Edey got special treatment in college, like the refs just refused to call fouls on him. He played like 150 games in college and only fouled out once as a center. His first game in the NBA last week, he fouled out in 15 minutes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got drafted by Memphis.
Yeah, he's on the Grizz.
More special treatment.
Do you watch the Grizz, Slim?
Do what?
Do you watch the Grizzlies? I like the my favorite team. I watch the Grizzlies.
I do somewhat. Man, my only problem is a lot of times, like I used to like to go to games, but that likes to be Memphis. Memphis tends to be one of those games that a lot of players sit out of. I'm like, well, why am I going to waste my money then?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that because of the way the season went last year, that they're really gonna. I think they're gonna have a really good year, man. I think that because they're such a talented team, and the season went so far off the rails with all the injuries and suspensions and all that shit.
Well, you just convinced me. I'm betting on Memphis today. Who are they playing?
Oh shit!
Don't even get me lying.
I mean, I'm not watching fucking NBA basketball in October, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not watching it either, but I am betting on it.
They're playing the Brooklyn Nets, and the Grizzlies are favored by 11.5.
Yeah.
So are these real games or are these pre?
Yeah, these are the season started,
the
Vic.
season started.
Okay, so these are real.
Yes. All right. Well, give me the Grizzlies minus 11 then.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Right.
What's the over under? I'm more likely to bet that actually. I got Peete.
225.
225.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Take the over.
Yeah, Grizzlies can score, man. The Nets don't play a lot of defense. They're not very good. So.
Well, nobody plays any defense until the playoffs.
What the?
Well, comes and goes.
I had a bet on the Brooklyn Nets yesterday. Team total over 106. I'm an absolute savant.
Savant is one word you would use. Yeah.
I thought Victor was our resident savant.
Not on NBA basketball. He's a savant on other things.
Okay.
Now, Lou, are you a Hawks fan, or you don't give a shit about any particular team?
I couldn't tell you one player on the Hawks, unless they still have that curly-headed black guy that's kind of white. Yeah,
Young. Well, I got paid last night on the World Series game. Over 8.
Basically, unless a team was in the playoffs last year, I don't know any of their players.
Okay. Well, you know about Wembanyama, though.
Yeah, for the Spurs.
He's fucking amazing, dude. God damn.
Yeah, but he weighs 70 pounds.
Yeah, but he's flexible,
That's less.
He's built like Manute Bol. You remember Manute Bol? That's what he looks like.
He's skinny and flexible. Sounds like Gumby.
The thing about Wemby, though, is he's flexible, man. Like he's not like a guy like those huge big men, like a Yao Ming, for example. Like he played 10 good years, but then his feet couldn't handle it because he was 320 pounds. You know, but this guy is 7'4", but he's not like he's not like a big, huge galoot.
Yeah, Gumby's flexible too. I don't want him on my team.
But dude, have you seen Wembanyama play? Fuck, man.
Didn't he win Rookie of the Year last year?
He was Rookie of the Year. He was like second for Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie. He's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year like 6 or 7 times. He's unfucking believable. One step from the 3-point line, he'll block your shot. He's blocking shots of guys that can't even see him at all.
Yeah, but the Spurs are dog shit.
Well, they're waiting. I think that next year they're gonna make their push. This year they're gonna wait, get another good draft pick. The next year's draft is supposed to be much better than this year's, and then they'll sign for free agents.
How about
What happened, man? The Spurs were good my whole life. I mean, from the Admiral up to Tim Duncan.
Yeah. But
what happened to the Spurs, man?
That's the thing, though, is like you know the Admiral was the number 1 overall pick. So was Tim Duncan. Kind of ran its course, but the fact that they were able to draft Wembanyama, who's going to be the next fucking great big man in the NBA. It's like he could have gone anywhere, and he went to the fucking Spurs. It's like, damn, they did it again because they are going to be really good within the space of 2 or 3 years with that dude.
But their coach gets on my nerves too, and I agree with him. But my God, man, can you talk basketball every once in a while?
Yeah,
All
he's
the
a little.
guy does is cry about politics in every single post-game press conference is a stump speech. I'm like, man, come on, and I'm on his side with most of what he's saying, but come on, I mean, it's too much.
Yeah, it's kind of his thing.
He lives in Texas, so I'm sure he fucking hears a lot of bullshit. So it could be that.
Yeah, I don't know. I went to say
that's where me and Lou agree. It's like I turned this on to get away from that shit.
Well, you're wrong about.
I don't mind them expressing their opinion, especially if something major happens or something. But like with this guy Popovich, it's nonstop. It's like every press conference is a political ad.
Yeah. And Volusia said he lives in Texas, so he lives in San Antonio. I went there. It's a very liberal city.
Okay, I've never been to San Antonio.
Yeah, it's really not that nice, honestly.
I hear they got big old women in San Antonio, though.
Oh yeah, gold mine for Weight Watchers.
What about the Mavericks?
Right?
Are the Mavericks? Did they have the same guys as last year? Or did they lose some people?
They're gonna be good.
Yeah, Luka Doncic.
Hold on, they got the same guys plus
guy.
Klay Thompson.
Oh, they added Klay Thompson too, huh?
Yeah, but Klay Thompson isn't what he was 5 years ago.
I watched the Mavericks game last night. Luka Doncic still looks like he's moving in slow motion, but he's the best player on the court every night.
He's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
He is so fun to watch.
He is fun to watch.
He won MVP, I think, last year.
No, he didn't.
He should have.
Who
It was the other white guy from the Nuggets.
Did Jokic? Yeah, Jokic.
Jokic?
Yeah, Jokic from the
No,
Nuggets.
has anybody else noticed that trend? Like you're getting some good white guys in basketball again, and you got a couple of good white guys in the secondary in the NFL.
Well, they're all come from Europe. It's not American white guys.
They're all Europeans in basketball.
Yeah, but like we haven't seen a good white safety since what, John Lynch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Harrison Smith is pretty good. I think Harrison Smith is a pretty good white safety, but no, I mean all the NBA guys are from former Yugoslav countries, Serbia, Slovenia, Croatia, and shit.
Yeah, I've noticed that all those Eastern Bloc countries. Yeah.
Even that Wembanyama black guy is a French black guy.
Yeah, and well, then of course, Antetokounmpo is a Greek black guy.
Yeah.
I think
He plays for the. Does he play for the Bucks?
Yep.
Yeah, the Bucks. Yeah.
Didn't Kobe Bryant grow up in Europe too?
He was in Italy for a spell.
Yeah.
Because his dad.
Yeah, if it's a basketball player and you can't pronounce their name, they're probably pretty good.
That's actually true.
I don't know. There's a bunch of good football players. I can't pronounce their name either.
There's Samoans.
Nico sucks, so he can't really.
Oh yeah, we can't throw Nico in that conversation. He no good.
Yeah.
5-star bust.
$8 million.
Whew.
What
Not a good return on investment thus far.
Not yet,
No.
but he is a true freshman. I mean, let's give him.
No, he's a redshirt
Oh, he's
freshman.
not.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a
No,
redshirt. He played last year.
5 games.
Yeah, he played he started the entire and played the entire Iowa bowl game.
You're right. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, you're right.
He's a first-year starter.
Yeah, go ahead, Pete. Sorry.
First-year starter is what you meant.
Yeah.
I do like to take that OKC winning the title this year. I think that is 100% possible. And here's why. They got great young players. They're a deep team. And they have 1 million draft picks from all the stupid trades that the Clippers did with them. And so
they couldn't do it with KD and Westbrook. OKC's cursed.
No, this team is better than the KD Westbrook teams, for sure.
What is that player's name? He's the younger brother of DJ Uwe, Uncle Lulu.
What?
Oh, he's talking about DJ's younger brother.
Yeah, the linebacker.
Oh, you're talking about Mateo?
Yeah,
Mateo.
Yeah.
He's an NFL player.
Oh, he's for real. Yeah, he's good.
So yeah.
Yeah, he'll play on Sunday. DJ won't, but he will.
I don't know. Is DJ going to redshirt this year and come back to Florida State next year?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to come back to Florida State. I bet you he does play somewhere, though.
You think? By the way, I heard that Cam Rising might. Well, he's gonna have another year of eligibility.
Yeah, we know. His 9th year or whatever it is.
Do you think?
Eighth
Do
year.
you think he will transfer or just stay there at Utah?
No idea.
So much transfer.
But he'll probably stay there.
Okay. I mean,
Florida State might be a possible landing spot.
Yeah, they're looking for a quarterback.
Hey, you're laughing, but the last time Florida State had a 32-year-old quarterback, they won a Natty.
He won a Heisman too.
Yeah,
Rick Winky.
that's true.
but the bad side about that Cam Rising guy is he's injury prone. So
Yeah.
They said it's a good thing that Utah's not making the Big 12 title game because it would be a conflict of interest for Cam Rising because his son is graduating from Utah that same day.
Yeah, Cam McCormick's son is in Mario's 2026 recruiting class.
Pete, do you remember Chris Winky's rookie year with the Panthers?
No.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
I went to a bunch of Panthers games that year. I remember that Steve Smith, of course you know Steve Smith, ran back the opening kickoff of the season for a touchdown. They rode that momentum to a win over, I want to say, the Vikings. This is, I think, 2001. And then they lost every single fucking game the rest of the year.
Yeah, I went 1-14. 1-15.
Oh, speaking of legacy players, we did get a commit from Clinton Portis' son.
Okay.
He's a 4-star corner.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Is he Clinton Portis Jr. or did he give him a real name?
A real name.
No. His name's Camden.
There you go.
that's not bad.
Look, I don't know. If you name your son Junior, fine. But, I think you should give a kid their own name. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I'd love to keep this party going, but I
Junior on the horizon.
got to get off of here.
I'm not
I got to
gonna
go.
do that.
Who is
I'm not gonna-
I got to go.
See you, Pete.
Yeah.
You gotta go? All right.
Yeah.
All right, talk to y'all later.
See you all later.
All right.
All right, gentlemen.
Next time.
Appreciate you.
It was fun.
It was. Thank you.
Dessert. Yep.
All right. Toodles and all that good stuff to all of you guys. That's going to do it for me as well, guys. Thanks for tuning in today. A little bit of politics, a little bit of football, a little bit of hockey, and even NBA. We covered it all. We didn't talk about soccer because nobody cares about soccer in the United States, including me. But anyway, I'll be back tonight at 10 p.m. on the main channel for the call-in show, so tune in and have a great rest of your Wednesday.